kind of did a little bit of a test before starting, so I was a few minutes late. Just a handful of those, it's not too bad. So, during our stream last time, I had mentioned that we were going to start another moon painting, which is totally what we're going to do today. And I'm actually going to start that one first. So, we're actually going to start off with a fresh clean canvas here. And this is our triangle canvas. So first thing we're going to do is obviously make the canvas wet and then lay down some paint and some salt. So I'm just going to go ahead and prepare some salt. We'll lay down the water first and then we'll go from there. It's kind of hard to get the canvases on the wetter side. It's a lot more difficult than it is with the paper. I feel like the canvas just doesn't get nearly as wet. Which happens. So I'm gonna kind of mix our purple and pink here, because that's what we did last time. We did some purple and some pink, and then we kind of laid our purple and blue kind of on top of that. So just gonna be super light washes, nothing real heavy here. But we can already tell like all the water is pooling and everything like that. And I've never used this canvas before, so I really had no idea like what it was going to turn out as, and it looks like it might be a completely different like canvas type than all the other ones I've been painting on. So this will be interesting. I really don't think that's even taking much, but that's okay. We're just gonna kind of see how it goes. Like I said, we kind of already laid water before that, so we're just gonna let that dry. Because I'm gonna try to see how that's going to work. Not really sure. We'll find out though. So I'm gonna put some salt down on that, and then we'll work on one of the other paintings that we were doing yesterday, which is, that one's basically done too. So I'm just gonna go over here and lay some salt. And then kind of put it away, because I don't want it to be in our way really. I think that canvas is like a totally different material than these, because that laid quite different than what I was anticipating. But that's okay. We might just have to lay paint thicker on that one, I think is going to have to be our solution. So the other thing I noticed while I was doing some of these, some of our edges need to be cleaned up, because we have a lot of these white edges that I want to take care of. So that's the other thing we're just going to kind of do today. Let's just kind of fill those in. I want them to be a little bit, I want them to kind of flow a little bit still, so I have to keep that in mind when I'm doing it. But we'll just have to see how this part goes. It doesn't have to be anything like super thick or anything like that, but I might want, I'm definitely going to want a bigger brush. We'll be here all day. So I did learn that it was a new moon today, which I did not know that. It kind of surprised me. I'm just going to tilt this up a little bit. I was not expecting that at all today. It kind of surprised me because in my stream last night I mentioned we were going to paint some moons later in the week. So it just seemed fitting that I would just make that decision unknowingly being aware, I guess, that it was going to be a new moon today. I don't even remember why I looked, or like what I was doing that made me decide I was going to look it up. I really don't remember. But it was something. So I'm just going to clean these up. This is the only bad thing with the watercolors. They're going to try and run a little bit. So we're going to have to try to prevent that as much as possible. So what I'm probably actually going to have to end up doing is laying down thicker paint and less water. Which means I'm going to have to go in here and grab some of my paint that's in my tube still. So that's what we'll go ahead and start doing. Otherwise, I'm just going to be fighting it like the entire time. I really don't feel like doing that. I really don't feel like doing that. So we're not going to. I also picked I picked more mellow music today. Because I think the music I chose yesterday was kind of crazy for us. We kind of we like to be kind of relaxed here. And I think that music was just a little too peppy and a little too out there for us. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go back to our nice soft music. I do think this is laying a lot easier now. Sorry, I know I'm kind of leaning in the way just a little bit of your nice view. I'm gonna catch some of these drips before they get on my wood floors here. Oh, some already got on the wood floor. Oh dear. I guess that's just what happens, isn't it? Perfect. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Wonderful. So my goal for this evening would be to hopefully, because our streams go for a while, right? So we still have time for the night. My goal is to hopefully get this this moon painting finished that I have on that triangle canvas. That would be real nice if we could finish that one today. So I'm just gonna lift this up and try and get this bottom as well. This doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be more covered than white. Right? And actually, I'm probably going to need to set this to the side now, because if I put it on the canvas or the easel, it's just going to smudge some of our work. So I'm just going to leave this down here. Eventually go back and do some more work on that triangle canvas, but we're actually going to, well, this one's dry. We're just going to go back to this one because that's just how watercolor goes. So this one we barely started a few streams ago. And I noticed that some of the colors, especially through here, were quite on the dark side. So I'm going to just try and remove some of that. Make this a little bit lighter. So I'm just laying down water and kind of removing things as we go here. This is what happens when you move to paper from canvas. You kind of have to make some adjustments. So it's not going to look perfect right away. I mean, I think those who have been watching for a while are pretty aware of kind of how these paintings go. They look like a hot mess for a while until we really get further into what we're doing. Just going in and kind of just catching water. Obviously, that was going to drip where we didn't want it to drip. So we just tried to catch that. We'll just go back in and start lifting some more here. I did this when I thought my water was a little bit too dark, and so then of course it's going to make everything else dark. So the only other thing I can think of to do for this one is kind of lay down some light washes of some green. I have palettes and palettes and palettes and palettes of different colors, so I just kind of grab and go. I'm going to squeeze out the extra water. Okay. Just going to plant some kind of green through here, but not too much, just a little bit. We are going to have a little bit of shrubbery over here, but we're just kind of laying down reminder paint right now, like in case we like forget where we were going with this. We're kind of just laying down more color to kind of just help remind ourselves what our goal was with this. And it's the same here, so this was going to be a very grassy area as well. Just gonna go back in and lay this as well. 2 streams day after day. What a gift. Hello, Dead Croth. Hi. Welcome. Sorry, my chat's behind me right now. That's what happens when the chat is a little bit slow in the beginning. I decided to do another painting. I want to do another moon painting, remember from last night? I learned it was a new moon today, so I decided like there's no better time to paint the moon than on a new moon. I didn't even know it was a new moon, so. But yeah, I really wasn't planning on doing it again so soon. I don't think we'll go quite as late as we did last night. I always say that and then we end up doing whatever, so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna refresh my chat because it's not showing up on my phone. But yeah, that's kind of what we were, unknowingly what my plan was. It just seems right to paint a moon painting on a new moon. Like, how can you avoid that, I guess? No hurry, you checked in the meditation thing. So basically I do that by drinking my coffee at sunrise and enjoying silence. I mean, yes, basically you do. I mean, they always, so like I said in the stream last night, like they have kind of more rules to it. If you look at, you know, the actual, like, because it's a kind of a yogi thing, right? And it's kind of like this religious practice. So they have a lot more rules. But we know here that I don't really care about rules all that much. Except for chat rules. Did you see I made chat rules? Did it pop up and tell you there were chat rules? I want to make sure it worked. I think it did work though. I didn't put a whole lot of... I put a couple chat rules, but I didn't really put anything. I think the only thing I did, I just like kind of filtered out for like curse words, because I try try to be like, you know, anybody can watch, you know, it doesn't have to be like mature content or anything like that. So, I mean, I feel like we can still talk about like pretty mature things without like, you know, using swear words or things like that. I think that's the only rule I put in there. Auto mod. Hold a message for video. Best rules. Nice. Okay, so it does work. I was just curious. And I might make some adjustments, but I just wanted to at least put it in just in case people start being dickheads when they pop in. Because I was kind of forewarned that, you know, there are some trolls out there. So, not that I think, you know, any of the people I'm drawing really need to be monitored, but I just feel like the people that are kind of like popping in and out who might want to just wreak havoc need to be monitored. Oh, that's funny. Yes, of course, it's way more complex, but I'm really bad at following rules and having So yeah, I'm really bad at following rules too. Because I always want to know why that rule exists in the first place. I think the chat might stay up on my phone now. I think it's working. But yeah, I'm always one of those people. Like, I feel like my managers at work just, like, can tell that about me. And so, like, they kind of... Not that they would purposely, but I feel like some of them kind of find me to be, like, a little bit belligerent just because I, like, don't just do what I'm told. But I have good questions, like, for why I'm doing it. So... And they don't hate me, I don't think, so I guess that's fine, right? 50% of my sentence is a curse word. Oh no, is it gonna slow you down too much for chatting? I don't know what it does. I don't know if it like erases your progress on like what you've typed and like makes you start all the way over. Because if that's the case, I might change it back. But if it just like has you like review it and make an adjustment, I don't see that really being a big thing. But I could see that being annoying, you know, if like it makes you type out the whole thing over again because it had like one word. Like that would be beyond annoying. That's my thought anyway. I don't know if I would tolerate that very much. So let me know, because I didn't try it myself, but if it becomes like too much of a hassle, I can just go change it back. Or make some adjustments, or... Because I definitely don't want it to be a hassle or anything like that. I just heard a ding. Nocturne of Fire. Wow, Nocturne of Fire. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. It's very appreciated. I don't usually stream on Monday, but I decided this Monday was going to be different. So he says it's just blocking my chat messages until moderators say if it's deleted or can be read by another. Ew. So it's not letting you review it. It's basically just like sending it off to be reviewed by me. Well, that's annoying. Let me change that. I don't like that. I'm gonna change it. So let me go here. Oh, Streamlabs. What? Oh, I don't think it'll let me do it in the middle. It's blocking the message until a moderator says it can be. Well, let me, hold on. I'll try a break screen and see if it'll let me. I'll try to No, it won't let me do it on a stream either. I'll make some modifications. I guess just deal with it for the evening. Deal with it, my beautiful follower. Yeah. I just wanted to try it out. because like I said, some people just kind of like pop in just to be like ridiculous, and that's kind of the only reason why that was there, because I don't really think anyone's really obnoxious here, but if it annoys you too much, though, I could always pop off and come back. Because, I mean, I'm at the point of time during the evening now. This is, like, my slower time. No one really shows up until about 8, so we still have time to fix it. Plus, we're just going to be waiting for me to, like... Maybe that's what I'll do. Because I don't want it to be annoying to my viewers. That's, like, the last thing I want. That's what I'll do. I'm thinking that that's what I should be doing. So I'm gonna end the stream, make the chat changes, and then we will literally come back in like 2 seconds. Because I don't want it to be a frustrating experience, and I feel like that's gonna get frustrating pretty quick. So that's what we'll do, and we'll come back. Should only take just a few minutes for me to change it back. Hey! Leave it that. Are you okay with leaving it that way for the evening, and then I'll just change it back? Message me. Send me a message, Dead Girl, on like a whisper. That way I remember to change it back for you. Hello, Behemoths RS. Is that like Bohemian? Behemoths. Hello. Welcome. I made some new chat rules that I'm already like kind of immediately regretting. But I did put in there, you know, I'll punch you like Sailor Moon, so I feel like that kind of softens it a little bit. Did anyone else notice that? Did it share that part? Because it should have. What's up? Well, we're kind of just hanging out today. I really wasn't planning on streaming today, but then I kind of found out that it was a new moon today. So I wanted to paint one of my moon paintings. I wanted to start on that, so then I decided that it would be the perfect time to start streaming. So that's what we're doing now. Well, this isn't the moon painting. This is another painting that we were working on. We usually have like 6 going at one time, so. So he admits it might be better if I adapt to using less curse words though. Yeah, that's true. And I feel like you're not too bad at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like obscene or anything like that. I think it could be a pretty easy adjustment, hopefully. Just think of it as like I'm trying to better you in that aspect, I guess. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I saw faces. Oh, they're thumbs up faces. Okay. I have contacts in, but I still can't see, so I have to like hold it like up here so I can like see faces. What's up? Nice. I know, right? I feel like it'll be good. But this painting isn't the moon painting. This one is the one that we were gonna do lilac, or not lilac. I always want to call it lilac. Lavender fields with. So there's like this trail here through this like little forest. And then we're gonna put some bushes here and some trees, and kind of go from there. But that's what this one's gonna be. So, hi bunnies! Hello, everybody's here a little bit early today. Hello, welcome back. A lot of people tried but failed, even psychologists and psychiatrists, so good luck. Aww, yeah. Well, I think, as someone who's also visited a psychiatrist, like, I don't really feel like they're that beneficial. Because they kind of go on, like, a certain tangent where, like, I don't know. Maybe the one I had was just condescending. I have no idea, but that's how I felt when I was visiting a psych person. But I'm sure they're not all like that. But that's the experience I had, so that kind of is just hanging out with me, I guess, for the moment. Yeah. So I'm just gonna grab some pink as well. Now that I feel like the sides are dried up on this one. Nami is playing League. I've never played that game. She stopped streaming. Did she make her, was it an emoji that she was making? I think that's what it was, wasn't it? I kind of had it muted so I could do my sound checks, but I was kind of checking in every now and then. A new emote. Oh, okay. Cool. So she must have gotten pretty far in it, or maybe done with it, I'm assuming. I felt robbed, honestly. Most of the talks were generic. I had deeper talks with drunks in a bar. Yeah, I feel that way too. Like, they kind of just do like surface type thing, or they kind of already assume they understand like what's going on, and that annoys me. So yeah, I've never played League either. I mean, okay, so I've practiced League, but I've never like, I mean, people are mean. You probably shouldn't try to play League because people are mean over there. Like, I was trying to learn how to play and people were just like vicious. So maybe don't feel so bad about not playing, I guess. I really wish I didn't have to have my phone locked all the time. Perfect. So right now I'm just kind of going back in and coloring my edges because they were white and I didn't want them to be white anymore. So that's kind of what we're just doing in between our other paintings here. So I know the trick about creating you of like a fake problem. What? Come back and pay, and then they just show you more problems, so you can come back and talk. Oh, kind of like they, I think I know what you're saying, like, at least the one that you went to go visit, they were kind of just like, you should come back, because I see our talk kind of found this other problem that you have, kind of thing. Yeah, I could see that. Which is unfortunate, because I think some of them are actually there to, like, legitimately, like, be helpful. So that's unfortunate that was, a situation that you kind of had to deal with on that end. Okay. Phone. What's your interpretation for my painting style? I call it intuitive painting. I also call it like whimsical. And the other way I would describe it would be like kind of like a mystical, magical type style, I guess. Doesn't really have words. Oh, inspiration, not interpretation. I'm so sorry. My inspiration? Oh gosh. My inspiration basically is just like things that I like for the most part. So it's usually on like, so I have like mandalas here. So I really like just the theory behind like sacred mathematics. So I have lots of mandalas here. I really like nature, just in general. Are you laughing at me because I said I tried interpreting everything? LSD. No. We don't do drugs here, remember? Big fan of sacred geometry. Yes, me too. So, even just all the theories on like how the math, like there's a mathematical, problem or solution kind of running the universe is kind of a thing. So I like lots of things like that, as well as nature, like going out on walks and things like that, and different flowers. So I like to plant. So it's like a mix of everything that I like. Vibrations, baby. Yeah, that's exactly it. Hi, sweetie. My boyfriend just got back home. Hi.
How's it going?
It's going really good.
Don't ever click on no emails.
Don't ever click on. I didn't. I actually saved right before that email popped in. I saved that snip of it because I was like, this is a bizarre email. I've never seen this person before. Like, so I went to go look them up in data track. So I'm like, if this isn't even like my person I need to worry about, I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then I found it was like one of our people, and I was like, oh, that's really bizarre. Like, I even saved it under bizarre email.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
Welcome back home, though. I figured you probably just got home, so. Did I just see a cat? Yes, you did. Yes, my cat Lexi is currently getting fed right now, so she won't come back for a minute. But yes, she definitely likes to be around when I paint. Actually, in some of the earlier streams, you can like see her like jumping up on my easel. It's quite funny, because she likes it when I dance around with my brush. She's a huge fan of that, so she'll like want to play. But yes, that's her name's Lexi, but I call her Lou most of the time. Yeah, no, I'm all about vibrations over here. That's why I like play the chill music and like. I mean, I played like weird music yesterday. Like, I don't know if you were here. If you were here, you didn't say anything, and that's totally fine. But I played moon frequencies because I was gonna do the moon painting yesterday. That was the most bizarre music I ever heard, and I don't think I'll choose that one again. But that was interesting. Himas has followed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. We're very chill here. We talk about all kinds of things too, so nothing's off the table, really. We were talking about ancient aliens last night and Siberia and all the stories we kind of heard, so. Somebody says from time to time I'll do Solfago frequencies? I'm not familiar with that. That sounds like super interesting though. Ooh, Anunnaki. Yeah. Exactly. That's yeah, I mean nothing's off the table. So can we talk about the Hala? Okay, I'll stop there. I mean, we kind of were last night a little bit, Ed, because we were talking about your art, how you took pictures of World War II stuff and put colors in them. So we were kind of talking about that. But I would talk about that. I've actually been to Germany, and I have been to Auschwitz. I went to Germany actually when I was in high school for a trip, because I haven't used it in a long time, but I'm pretty decent at German. All things considered, like considering I haven't used it in like 10 plus years. But I did take in high school. I took 4 years of German, and then I tested out of 2 years of German in college, so I didn't even think about that. Oh, with World War II, your World War II stuff, yeah. I think it's kind of correlated, like it's in the same era. I mean, but we didn't talk about like, all the horrible things that happened. So, I guess if you were expecting to have that kind of conversation, then no, we didn't talk about the Holocaust. Yeah, I believe it started after the Cold War. I'm reading this book. You said you're reading this book about aliens right now. Are you really? What's the book called? I'm very curious. Well, yeah, of course it's related. Just like it's a joke because it always leads to an awkward discussion. Yeah, I think things are only awkward if you let them be awkward, though. And I feel like we're pretty open-minded here, so I wouldn't be worried about it. But I believe it started, like the book started after the Cold War. I'm like super interested in it. Gods, Man, and War. Is it is it like a yellow? It has like a orangish yellow front, and it's who wrote that book? I feel like I've read that book. Like this picture of this cover is like in my head. It's like this like orange and yellow cover, and there's like it's like an ancient like painting kind of look to it, and I want to say like maybe it's got like a Roman feel where like they have spears and stuff like that. Yes, Tom DeLonge from What? Is he really the one that wrote that? But I have the right book though, right? Because I'm pretty sure I've read that. I think I got that book the same time I got my Law of Attraction book. Most alien stuff started after H.G. Wells made a fake alien attack on the radio. It was War of the Worlds. That radio show was War of the Worlds. Yeah. But I mean, do you even watch Ancient Aliens, dude? And I mean that in the nicest way possible. I'm totally teasing. But, I mean, have you seen all those paintings? Like, there's some serious UFOs in some of those paintings. I mean, clearly. I would just be really surprised if... I'm, like, so shocked. Like, Tom DeLonge... I'm gonna look it up now. Or maybe the one... I am gonna look it up, because I'm feeling like maybe... Yeah, he won UFO Researcher of the Year in 2018. I'm gonna look this up, because I want to make sure it's the same book. Or maybe there's, like, a book that has, like, a similar title that I'm thinking of. She just...
Did you see her get both my legs?
I did.
Are you happy?
Did you just hear my cat?
Are you so happy?
Did you hear her chirp?
Gone for so long.
That's so funny. I'm gonna look this up because I want to make sure it's the same. You said God's War and
Yeah.
or maybe it was.
How was your day?
Oh, this is why I can't multitask on my phone very well. It's time for me to go to sleep. Keep up the good work. Peace. Thank you, Behemoths. I appreciate the follow. Have a nice night. Pyramids are alien spaceships parking. I mean, it could totally be parking for spaceships. I mean, we don't know. We weren't there, right? Or were we there? We might have been there. We just don't remember. It's part of his Secret Machines series. Interesting. Can I, like, copy this guy's name? Please, phone, let me copy this guy's name. It won't let me. Did she just run in?
She did it again.
Oh, she keeps, like...
I'm gonna kill my legs.
She keeps, like, headbutting people. My phone won't let me. And I can't remember spelling of people's names very well. DeLong with an E. Maybe I'll do it that way. That's, like, super interesting. DeLong with an E.
Is this one still wet?
Except yes, that one is wet. That triangle one is wet.
It looks cool.
Oh. Well, it's not gonna let me do it. Another one I'm reading is War of the Worlds, Science versus Spiritual. All good read. I would probably really like that one too. I probably really would. I probably honestly really would. The most recent one I got, I think, was on, like, Intuition. I think was the most recent one. I haven't picked up a book in a while. I've been kind of busy doing, you know, other things like painting. I still want to know if you guys can hear my cat. Good night. Very nice. So I'm just going to check this. I mean, as long as it's closer, I'm pretty much okay with that, yeah. I'm not sure how this one's gonna turn out. Like, see how the paint, like, bubbled?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not laying like it would normally.
Yeah, that's really weird. That's
Yeah.
why I wondered if you used a different paint at first, because I'm like, is it still wet?
No,
like, because it's all bubbled up.
I don't know if you guys can see this on the stream, but I tried laying, like, a nice flat wash on this, and it, like, came out all bubbly, so I don't... This canvas is weird. I don't know what this canvas isn't like the other ones.
Maybe that's why the triangles were in the discount bin.
And DMT the spiritual molecule. Yeah. Totally. My cat is seriously trying to tackle my boyfriend right now.
You're so good.
She was, when I was working upstairs, she was, like, legitimately wanting to play. Like, if you go upstairs, you'll see a bunch of toys upstairs. It's just, like, sprawled all over the floor. Yeah, because she wanted to play.
So good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how this painting is going to turn out. It's not... The canvas wasn't really working the way that I kind of anticipated it to. So maybe we need to lay, like, thicker water down. That's what we're going to try. We're going to try thicker water. he says, oh my gosh, you just reminded me that I bought a book earlier today. I already forgot about it. Amnesiac is, what? That's a shame. I mean, I'm glad I reminded you though, because do you want to share what your book's about? I mean, I totally am so curious. I don't think this what kind of canvas is this? Seriously, guys, what kind of canvas is this?
Plastic.
This is awful. I don't know if I can paint on this canvas. Oh my gosh. I was so excited because it was such an interesting shape, but now I'm just like, fudge it, it's going away. Like, I'm not using this canvas. This is awful. Well, that's okay. That's okay though, because I had a freaking backup canvas, so thank God. I don't know if I really liked that triangle shape. I thought it was gonna be so interesting. I was so excited. Now I just need to remember I can't use that one because it's awful. Like, it's literally just beating all the paint. Like, it's not, like, look how nice this goes. Look, this is nice. This is how it should work. Why is that so hard? Who knows? Stinking canvas was awful. So this one's gonna be a little different than last time, but that's okay. So I'm gonna try to do this really fast before I forget. So we're gonna do it like super, super fast because I don't want it to dry. We don't want it to be dry. I want to lay down the salt and then go from there. So let's pick up our pace a little bit. Pick up the pace, pick up the pace. Go fast. Sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit avoidant of the chat for just a second while I do this because this is gonna be like super, need to be like super quick. Super, super, super quick, and I'm already taking too long. I can tell because the bottom's like, or the top is like different. So basically, and I've done this one other time because I'm kind of new to this. I didn't go to school to paint or anything like that, so I'm kind of just going with the flow as I do with most things. So, all right, so I'm gonna lay some salt on this, then we'll come back. I can't believe how awful that canvas was. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think this one is probably mostly going to be, well, I don't know. I guess we don't know yet, so I'm not going to make any assumptions. But I feel like this one will mostly be like a sky. So I'm going to put salt on the whole thing. And I kind of like do like circular motions, but I'll show you it closer up once we get to that point, because it looks really cool. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch it dry, but you guys can't watch it dry when like it's facing this way because all the water is just gonna drip, so you can't really see it from, but I'll let you look at it once it dries up a little bit. I'll take that triangle canvas, will you? Because, I mean, did you see how the paint was pulling? I don't think it'll do any good. I don't think so. Maybe I'll have to do acrylic on it. I've never done acrylic. Maybe I'll have to do acrylic on that one. Maybe it won't do watercolor. The cat is so fluffy. She really is. She's so fluffy. I don't know if you can even see her. She might be too low right now. Yeah, she is. I can bring her up though. She lets me hold her for 2.5 seconds. But she's very fluffy. Anything triangle is my favorite. I know. I really do like, well, I mean, obviously pyramids and things like that. Actually, I have some I have a pyramid right here. If you want to see this pyramid. Because I have lots of these too in my house, like the little energy pyramids. That's pretty cool. They kind of sit around us and hang out. But yeah, I thought I would just show you that one. So he's pretty neat. Maybe just bring him up a little bit. Maybe this camera's better. I'll bring him up here. There you go. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. I have a lot of those sitting around. That one's amethyst, but I have one that's like, I want to say it's like onyx, and another one that's moonstone because I love the moon, so I have moonstone all over the place. Actually, this one back here, this little rod, I don't know if you can see it. You can just barely see it. I think that one's moonstone too. And then there's a moonstone kind of like right behind you here in this little chest, so. Triangle is the best, and hexagon, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like shapes. I like things that are different. So, but I don't like that canvas, so I don't know what we're gonna do. I really don't. I'm so lost on that one. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. It kind of worries me, because I wanted it to work really bad. Because I thought it was gonna look so cool. We were gonna put a moon in it, kind of like similar to these. We were gonna put a moon in it, and then we were gonna come back and put a willow tree. I wanted to put a willow tree with it too. I mean, I'll still do that. It's not gonna be on a triangle canvas now, because that's like, the triangle canvas has basically said, forget it, we're not doing that. Or what might actually end up happening, it might actually be trying to force me into painting with acrylic. That could be it too. It wouldn't surprise me. Because my boyfriend has been like, hey, you should try acrylic. Like, I think he would like it. And like, I think one of the other streamers I was watching. Oh no, Dead Groth, we're not gonna touch this painting. I'm just going in and putting purple. I was gonna make a brand new moon painting with that triangle canvas. Like something that we'd like with a willow tree. I was gonna start a brand new one. I wasn't gonna touch this one. This one's done. It's perfect, I like it. Yeah, I like this one too. And my boyfriend likes this. And like everybody I share this painting with really likes it too, so. We're not gonna touch this one. This one's, why ruin perfection, right? But I do want to put this purple outline on it, because I don't want the white edges anymore. I'm over the white edges. And maybe I'll have to be better about that. Maybe I'll have to be better at like painting the edges when I do my light washes first. Your vibes are so chill, you know, when you can just tell a human being is genuinely a good person. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. And that's kind of like what I want to give up, because honestly, I want people to be relaxed when they're here, you know? And I mean, I feel like everybody should be able to like actually like have an experience when they're here, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should be able to like just come in and relax. If you want to listen to some interesting conversation, you can totally do that. If you want to contribute, you know, you can do that without worrying about it. You know, that's kind of what I'm trying to accomplish, and I feel like it's working, because I have yet to really attract anybody that's like questionable. Luckily. So but that's kind of the whole goal, so I'm really glad that that's like coming through. So reminds me of Hotline Miami. Yeah, the Hotline Miami video game. I'm gonna have to pull my phone back up, guys, because I can't. I'm blind. Even though I have my eyeballs in, I'm still blind. Hotline Miami video game. Score screen is on my... Yeah, because it's got like the hot pink and the purple. That's why. Because the Hotline Miami has that pink and purple and crazy, like, vibrant colors. That game is insane. That game's insane. I didn't play it. I watched my ex play it, but it was pretty... Are you supposed to wear glasses? I technically have contacts in right now, so... But yes, I have to wear something, or I'm pretty blind. Alright, I'm gonna go back to bothering Nami before she kills me, okay? It's totally fine. No big deal. Even if it's just 2 seconds, doesn't bother me any. And I know there's some people that watch that just kind of don't really say anything, so that's fine. I always appreciate people checking in. Alright, bye. Thanks, bunnies. I'm very interested in those books, though. I'll have to save the chat so that I can go look at those later. But yeah, we're just going to touch this one a little bit while we're waiting on that other one to dry. Which is kind of... I feel like this is pretty accurate, though. Like, we generally always have, like, 4 or 5 paintings go at one time. Like... It's honestly, unless I get pretty far along in a painting, it's honestly pretty rare for me to like dedicate an entire painting to like one stream. It's just rare. It's just not something that normally happens. It's just the last 2 times we've been pretty much doing that, so it's just bizarre. Yeah, Hotline Miami art is mad. It's probably one of my favorite games with the best music ever. It does have pretty cool music in the 80s vibe, which is basically my life. Yeah, it's even the story is kind of like a psychological kind of aspect to it that's just really interesting, because it's almost like it makes you think, and I like things that make you think, so I even really like the story of that game. So it's just a good game, just in general. I do have one part in this painting that I do definitely want to fix. Goodness. Yeah, that's schizophrenic aspect. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So, and that part I really, really liked. So I'm gonna... the masks are a metaphor for personality from the same... That's kind of the way I was getting it. Like, each mask was like one of his personalities. Now, it's been a while since I've played. Well, I never actually played it. Since I've watched someone play it. I'm kind of just scraping away some of this paint a little bit. But from what I remember, I think I was interpreting it as like he had kind of like multiple personas that he would kind of take on while he was doing these tasks. Because, and then they all kind of like converse together at the end. I think that's how it goes. It was really, really bizarre, but really interesting at the same time. There's a nice documentary about the dev. You see them, they're like really antisocial and kind of feel bad and a bit mad. Let me kind of reinterpret that one. There's a nice documentary about the devs, like the game devs. And when you see them, they're like really antisocial and they kind of feel bad and mad. Okay. Who dev'd the game? Yeah. Oh, okay. I did not know that. They did it just specifically like because of the game and its success, or I'm just trying to figure out like what they did that would be cause enough for a documentary piece. They don't like fame at all. Oh, I understand. Yeah, I gotcha. They're like, oh, we kind of just wanted to make this cool thing that we enjoyed. Can you go away now? I can see that. I can definitely see that. They're both depressed. They were almost homeless at some point. Yeah, I mean, yep. That's what happens, though. It's kind of crazy to think about. I'm just gonna add some more white. Because one of these flowers is like hiding in this little pink mandala part, and I just want to bring it back. I want to bring it forward. I don't want it to hide anymore, so we're just gonna try and bring that back out into the front. And I noticed that if I put too much water, it's just very translucent, so I'm gonna try and lay it on pretty thick this time. Just to really get that brightness. It was a rough Monday today for some reason. It it was just a rough day just in general. I have all these like little white crumbles I'm kind of like pulling off here. Which I don't know why. Maybe it was because it's a new moon. That's my excuse. I'm mostly teasing, but it was just a bizarre day. Lots of craziness going on. Lots of craziness going on. Let me see, what else can we work on while we're kind of waiting for this one? There's a side story, in Hotline Miami, in the game when you, I guess restart, the guy saves a chick, and when the girl ends up killing him, and it's one of the devs' metaphor for his relation with one of his girlfriends that he had during the game development. I'm guessing he was at my phone is so annoying. He was at the bottom of the line, and the girl picked him up, and then they just broke up with him, so it was like being betrayed and killed. So he put it into the game. So it's like a side story. Interesting. I did not know that. Or maybe I didn't even realize that was what was going on, you know? Well, I guess isn't there a girl at the end that dies? I feel like there is. Like, I feel like there is a girl at the end of that dies. I mean, there's a lot of people that die in that game, like, don't get me wrong, like, so one girl's probably not gonna stand out a lot. But, yeah. I found that interesting. And you learn about, well, you'll have to see the documentary to know it, and you'll learn the inspiration for the drug mobsters and things like that. Oh, okay. That's like, I mean, I basically just watched someone else play it, so and they didn't really so at the beginning they always had the intention of having me watch them play, which was always fine, because I never minded. I mean, I always liked games and stories and things like that. The only thing is that then he would just keep playing without me. So then I kind of would lose some of the story elements on most games that he was playing, because he was like, "Oh, I played without you." And I'm like, okay. I thought we were doing that together, but that's fine, I guess. But that's just how life goes sometimes. I think people have intentions, and then they just kind of go back a little bit for some reason. I don't understand people for the most part, but it's one of those things where I like to think all people are good, but then when they do things against kind of what they're saying, it makes it hard for me, really hard. I don't like people that say one thing and do another. Because I want to believe what they say, right? Because why would you waste your words, I guess? I always love games where the story is awesome but kind of hidden. Most people just play the game and don't pay attention to the messages behind it. I totally agree. I think that's kind of why I because I feel like Dark Souls is kind of that way. I feel like if you are, playing Dark Souls, none of the stories, I mean, there are some parts of it that'll jump out a little bit, I mean, obviously, but for the most part, if you want to know something, it's not going to jump out at you. You're gonna have to, read around and, read up on theories and things like that. You're gonna have to do some digging. And I'm okay with that, for the most part. I don't really mind doing that at all. So I'm so sad. I'm so disappointed about that triangle canvas, guys. So disappointed. I'm starting to sculpt a Dark Souls figure right now. Oh, you do sculpting too? You didn't mention that last night. You keeping secrets from me. I'm just teasing. That's interesting too. I don't think I saw any sculptures on your Instagram though. When I looked, I mean, I didn't like, you know, creep on everything, but I did try and take a pretty good look around. I like to just know what everyone does. I'm just a really curious person. Oh, yeah. So Dark Souls story is so complex. You have to go to the wiki to learn it. Yeah, yeah, you kind of do. I don't. That's my first. Also, like sculpting is like this new thing for you. Then that's kind of cool. I don't feel so bad then. Like I don't feel so bad that like I missed something. So we were hopping a little bit, but that's okay. Like I said, normally we're pretty chill in the earlier hours of the stream. It's about 8 or 9 when things kind of pick up quite a bit. But that's okay. I just like to stream when I stream. I'm not streaming to like pick up a bunch of people. I just want to like paint. I really want to get on that freaking moon painting, but we're basically waiting around for it to dry. That's what we're doing. So, what can you do, right? It is doing some really cool things, though. Like, I guess while we're here. So it is doing some really cool things. I think you can barely see it a little bit of what it's doing, but it's doing some like kind of cauliflower effects along with some speckles. It's like super interesting. Maybe I'll turn the light on so you can see it a little bit better. You said I'll stream it. Maybe you'll stream it one day. I would like to see that. I watched, who was it? There's like another streamer that did like miniature painting. And what he was doing like the terrain for some of the minis, which I thought was really cool. I think it's like Takeout Prism or something is what his name is. But that was pretty cool. He does games too. But I liked watching that because painting minis is like way different than like painting on a canvas. Like I've tried painting on minis and it's kind of a nightmare. Like I'm not very good at it. But you probably gave me part of that motivation, so thanks. Cool. Wonderful. I mean, that's really, I think everyone should just create whatever they want. So if I kind of like helped you inspired you to do that, then that's cool. That's awesome. I'm all for that. So I'm just kind of go in and drip some more purple in. Not really trying to be like too particular. Maybe do a little more sporadic here. Because I don't like lines. I like things to be like pretty organic. For the most part, I don't really like people knowing where my strokes are. So we're just gonna actually what I'm gonna need to do is grab some more paper towel. Because this is gonna get really messy really fast. So let me just do that before we get too far into this. But I'll check the chat before I go. But yeah, I wanted to try it. I will probably suck at this. That's totally fine. That's no big deal. I mean, I feel like anybody who's a watercolor painter is like watching me right now is probably like, what the fudge is this girl doing? But at least I'm trying to do something with all my time. I totally agree. At least you're making an attempt, so I wouldn't be worried about it. But I do want to lay like some of this down. Excuse me, I'm very burpy. Because last time what happened when we did this, I caused a huge freaking mess. And then like, it was just a hot mess. It was a mess. It was just so bad. So bad. And then what we'll probably end up doing is flipping it this way, because water likes to run, so I'll let it kind of try to go back down this way a little bit. And then the final thing we'll do is just lay down some more salt so we can get like a nice color mixture going on. If you, well, yeah, I wanted to try it for a month but never found the motivation for it. It's really hard to be motivated sometimes, especially if like you don't really like believe in your ability to do things. It makes it really hard. If you check my colorization on Instagram, there's nothing more than colorizations. I'll probably post on a personal. Oh, okay. Are you one of those that follows the Instagram rules? It's gotta be uniform. I'm just teasing. I was teasing. Who was on the stream yesterday? I think Talented was here on the stream yesterday, and she was like, did she want to post cakes? I think she mentioned that she wanted to post cakes, and I was just kind of like, you can post whatever you want. It's your Instagram. Perfect. So I just wanted to lay a little bit more salt down before getting too far into that. I really wish my phone wouldn't time out. Hello, what did I miss? Miss Umbra's here. Hey, Miss Umbra. Hello. We were going to start our moon painting, but then our triangle canvas was garbage, so we're kind of like starting over. And I'm using a different kind of canvas now, which I just put salt on, so we're letting it dry. So we're just kind of chatting right now for a minute. So Degroff is my most basic one. A few selfies and mostly pictures of my cat. Pictures of cats on Instagram are perfect, so. Or flowers. Yeah, I like to do flowers too. Oh no, I know, it's completely awful. Do you want to see how awful it is? I'll show you how awful it is, because we're basically waiting for paint to dry right now anyway. This was me trying to lay down a light wash. I'll bring it closer, because I feel like as I'm staring at the stream, you can't tell. Look at how beaded that is. That's a light wash. That's me trying to lay a nice, even, light layer of paint down on this stinking canvas. It's awful. Awful. So, to say the least, we are not doing that one. Maybe I'll have to do like acrylic or something on it. I'm not really sure. Was it waterproof? I have no idea. Have you tried using a brush on it? Degroth, you saw me put a brush on it. I don't know if it was waterproof or not. It didn't feel any different than the other canvases, and it was the same brand, so I don't understand. I really have no idea what was going on with that canvas, but who knows? Is it that hard? Apparently it is. Apparently it is. I don't know. I did the other one just fine, really fast. We just kind of went all the way down the front, and it was fine. So I don't know. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. But I was quite disappointed because I really wanted to use that triangle one, guys. Like I wanted to use that triangle one so bad. But I did kind of go back into this one and make some changes. I mean, using a brush to pop up those drops. Like how I got that effect, that was by accident. On the triangle canvas, that was an accident. That was just how badly it worked. But you can, if you want to get like the bubbly kind of like pooled water effect, I mean, it's like super easy. You can just barely touch your brush to the canvas and the water will basically pool wherever you lay it. So if you wanted to try to like purposely get that effect without using an awful canvas, you just barely touch because you can kind of see it a little bit in here. Like if I pull this closer, you can kind of see like where my brush, I kind of just left it lay, then that's where kind of these little pools are gonna end up. So I think that kind of explained what you were kind of going for, hopefully. Hopefully. You missed it, Miss Umber, though. We were talking about pyramids and ancient aliens and things like that. So that's, I mean, you kind of missed that part. That's okay. Oh, so you're like, if you're not okay with that type of bubble effect, pop them and explode them. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, actually, the only way I can think about doing that, and maybe we'll try this now that you say that. So there's these little thingies. And I don't know if it'll work, honestly, on that canvas. But these things are like called little like pipettes. I could technically like grab it, fill it into the tube here, and then like force squeeze it out really hard, and that would create like a splatter. I think that's what you were trying to get across to me. Like kind of pop them so they splatter out. Which would be interesting. Maybe we should try that. I mean, we're here to experiment. We don't know what we're doing, right? We could always try that. Maybe I will, because we're waiting on the other one to dry anyway. We're just gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna work. I literally have no idea if it's gonna work, but I mean, it's already a canvas that kind of has no hope right now anyway, at least for what we were intending it for. So why not try something random? I'm all for trying something random. We've never tried this before. I haven't used these yet. So maybe that's why I bought them. Because they really didn't have a purpose before. It will look like a Jackson Pollock painting? What? I don't know who that is. Does he do all kinds of crazy splatter effects? Some of my other paintings, like back in the day, had like crazy splatter effects on them. Especially like one of my palm tree paintings. That thing was crazy. I don't know if this is really gonna collect enough to... I don't know. I mean, we don't really have a whole lot, so maybe it won't. Okay, it's gotta be waterproof or something. You punched that, right? That didn't... that was funny. That did not work in our favor at all. Oh man. It's gotta be. That canvas has to be waterproof, because I don't see how that was even possible. I really don't. I don't see it. Oh man, that surprised me so much. It, like, took my breath away. So I'm just gonna take up some more here. Maybe we'll try it on this one. Maybe it'll work on this one, guys. You've probably already seen his painting, but yeah, it's a splatter. I figured that was probably it. I don't know if I should splatter it like this. I feel like I should lay it like pretty flat if we're gonna try to do this. I guess we're just gonna... I mean, it doesn't... And I mean, this is on wet, right? So it's not like it's on dry or anything. That was kind of a hot mess, too. I guess you have to do, like, very little amount, because while I'm doing, like, lifting some of this up and then kind of, like, sploofing it off, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I think we've been over this. I'm gonna leave that bubble there though. Let's leave that bubble there. We're just experimenting now. Now I'm like in the zone of just like playing around, which is like super fun for me. Oh, we popped that bubble. Let's try again. See, now I'm playing with bubbles, so now we're gonna just not paint. Now we're just gonna play with bubbles. Aw. Do you see this bubble? Do you see him? Hold on, let me get him closer. This guy right here. I made him. Hopefully he can stay alive now. That's actually kind of cool. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but it didn't work out quite how we like kind of anticipated, so there's that. I mean, what were we anticipating? We don't really know. I'm gonna kind of shake this around. Put some like medium tones maybe around. Yeah, more bubbles. Anyway, we'll let that dry. Because now I've been waiting to make that painting, and now I keep trying stuff, and now we have to wait for it to dry again. My cat is coming to investigate. Try alcohol, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe the alcohol would like take off some of that waterproofing, perhaps. Where was she? Oh, she's over in her cat tree now. I can turn the tripod around, so if you want to see her hanging out on the cat tree. Pollock. She's so cute. I love Lou. Pollock hung himself at his roof. Would hang himself from his roof, I'm guessing, and just throw paint everywhere on a huge canvas. That would be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun. When I was doing all of my splatter paint, actually, I don't usually go to break, guys, but if we do end up ever going to break, you guys can, or you go to my like Facebook or something, you can see my my universe kind of series that I was doing with watercolor, and that had a lot of splatter in it. So I would lay down like this huge towel like in my room, right? And I'd have my easel down and I would just go, but I try to be like careful about it because it's still like, unless I was outside, then I wouldn't really care. But yeah, I've seen those. I've also seen those where like they try to do like what would you even call it, like mathematical measurements, like before they they put the paint on like a pendulum basically, and it like drips paint across, and they like mathematically calibrate it somehow. I don't really remember how, but that makes really cool designs too. I think I was on one of the documentaries I was watching on fractals, because I'm just a bizarre person. I watch everything, so. But I think that's what they were talking. It was called like fractal painting. Let me see if I can pull that up, because that would be super interesting. Because I wasn't planning on seeing that like in a more mathematical kind of stream, or not stream, documentary that I was watching. I just found it really interesting. Yeah, like these, like fractal. Yeah, fractal art. Let me click on this one because this one's like perfect. And then I'll try and like drop it in. We're gonna check my chat ability. Can I drop things in chat? We don't really know. So I'm gonna visit the website. Oh yeah, so it's the second image down, so it's not that far. So we'll copy it. No, it won't let me. Oh no. No. I don't know how to use my phone, guys. I don't know how to paste it in there. But anyway, if you look up for like fractal art and fractal painting, it's pretty cool. There's actually, yeah, if you just Google image it, like that's kind of the stuff that I was watching for the most part. It's pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like that prior to that time. My favorite painter is not known very well, but you should check his paintings. I think these are some of the most beautiful I've ever seen. Oh, really? Using golden number? Really? Like gold flake kind of? I'm curious about this. I want to look this up now. Let's put a pretty... Because I feel like it's boring if you guys aren't at least looking at something. So even though this one's done, we're just going to put this up while I do this. Using gold number for the fractal. I guess I'm not really sure what gold number is. Let me look up. Linoid. Oh my gosh, all these names. Linoid Afremov. It's really just hard for me to like remember. Linoid Afremov. And then like try and like partially type it in and then go back. Alfred Offenvoid. I probably just totally fudged that up. I think. Hold on. I think it kind of changed what I put in. It tried to auto-fix it. Oh, and maybe in my language it's translated to golden number. Golden ratio, Miss Umbra asks? Huh. No, I don't think your English is awful. I think we're just trying to figure out what kind of concept you're trying to relay. I don't really usually struggle with what you're trying to get across. Not usually. Unless it's like something kind of abstract like this. Golden ratio. Maybe it is a golden ratio. If I could remember how to like... Hold on. I can do this. My chat's over here. That's what I should have been doing this whole time. Is using my chat over here to type in my phone. Oh my goodness. Lenoid. See, I even changed the guy's name. I typed in Alfred. This is why I can't handle. What? And I just lost the line. Oh, Lenoid. Alfremov. Oh, here he is. Okay, I got him now. I got him. We're getting somewhere now. Ooh, yeah. So I like these. You'll have to. I'll open one up and let kind of the whole stream kind of take a look here at which one we're talking about. This one's. I think this is the one. Let us look at it bigger, please. So it's like these. This is what I pulled up on my phone. I'll have to see if that's close. I feel like it is. Interesting. I do really like those though. I like the ones that are like kind of impressionist, like it gives you the impression of what it's trying to convey, but it's not like flat out like obvious kind of, you know? So I like those kind of things very much. Now I'm trying to get my chat to work again. The chat, guys, the chat on the phone, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is, but like Twitch really doesn't like chats on phones for some reason. Like it is the most annoying thing. Yeah, I just checked in. It's golden ratio. Okay. It has a romantic feeling to it, like a splendid effect. Okay. Golden ratio. So, Miss Umbra, you were correct. Golden ratio. And those kind of things like that are more conceptual, they're kind of just harder to get across, like in different languages. I don't think it has anything to do with being poor at English. Just sometimes, she's so happy she was right. Yeah. Stendhal, not splendid. I play trivia. Oh yeah, that's right, Miss Umbra. I forgot you do trivia. I forgot. I did. Because that was a thing for a while, wasn't it? A weekly trivia. Or maybe it was more than once a week. Was it on Mondays? I think it was on Mondays. I forgot. We haven't been to trivia in a while. I think I went once when you were there, and then every other time we've gone there you weren't there, so. Do you know about the Stendhal syndrome? I'm not very good with names of things. I'm more of a concept type person, so maybe you would almost have to explain a little bit. Yeah, for a while. I haven't gone since last year. I wonder if everyone else goes. I haven't heard anything on trivia for like a really long time. So honestly, I honestly don't know if they do or not, to tell you the truth. I have no way of knowing that. I mean, I could ask, but I don't. Central syndrome is a Florence syndrome, which is a psychosomatic condition involving rapid heartbeat, dizziness, fainting, confusion, and even hallucinations allegedly occurring in individuals who become exposed to a phenomenon of great beauty. Really? Huh. Interesting. That's crazy. Are they on any DMT when they're just teasing? when they're there? I don't know. I mean, that's crazy. But I totally agree. That's a really nice. I really like that artwork. It's so nice, and I like the way the light plays in those paintings, because I noticed when I pulled it up on my phone, a lot of his paintings pulled up, and I noticed all the way the light was working in all of those paintings. I really liked that. That was probably my favorite part. Huh, I'm gonna go look that up. Oh, the syndrome? I feel like we're always talking about psychology. I feel like we are too, but I'm totally okay with that. Like, that does not bother me one bit. It does not bother me one bit. I am totally fine with that. If that's what we want to do, that's what we want to do. That's like my thing, though. That's my thing. That's my thing. I like those things. Nice, yeah. Yeah. I like how, once again, I like named my stream something, because I have like the full intention of like getting this item completed, and like the canvas like is not working for us today, so like we're just not doing it. When I'm bored, I watch a list of psychological syndrome and learn them. Nice. When I'm bored, I do all kinds of crazy stuff. I like I just like scour the internet for like the most obscure stuff. Like, that's how I came across natal charts. Like, I really didn't even like look at a natal chart or like think about it really. I just was bored one day and was like, meh, I'm just gonna go look up this thing and see how interesting it is. And I actually ended up finding it super interesting. So then I kind of like get a little bit over involved sometimes. So I ended up getting like really involved in what was going on, like looking up everything then at that point, because it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Just like, because if you've ever looked at one, there's a lot to it. Like, you kind of get overwhelmed when you look at your first natal chart, because you're like, it's got all these like different graphs to it, and even though you have a sign, you have multiple signs on top of signs, and it's a lot. I don't really know a whole lot about them because they're so in depth, but I feel like I'm like slightly above beginner. So it's like my boyfriend, he reads textbooks for fun, especially psychology and various sciences. Yeah. I feel like we all kind of like just want to learn stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel. Like, we want to learn. We don't want to be taught things, right? We want to learn things. I don't want to be taught anyway. I don't want anyone teaching me something or like forcing me. I guess I should say forcing me to learn something that I'm not interested in. Is really what I should say. At least that's how I feel. But I think we all do just want to like learn more about things we're genuinely interested in. You read textbooks too? That's so awesome. My favorite science is microexpression and cold reading. Cold reading? Can you please explain cold reading? I mean, unless you don't want to. I'm just a super curious person, so chances are if I'm not sure what you're talking about, I'm gonna always ask you to just kind of like explain a little bit. I'm just a very curious person. See, my phone just like hates my chat. It literally closes every 2 seconds. Like it's not registering that a chat program is going. I'm gonna need to find a way to fix that. Like, for real, I'm going to. Basically, what Sherlock Holmes does, being able to make hypotheses based on what you see on a person or a room. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like looking beyond, maybe what's right under your nose. Kind of. Because I feel like hot reading would be like, maybe there's no such thing as hot reading. I'm just pulling stuff out of my butt. But maybe there's, I would almost think that, like, the opposite of that would be hot reading, and it's, like, the stuff that's, like, super obvious. Like, oh, there's a dead body in the room, or, like, I mean, of course there's a dead body in the room. Like, that's why we're here. Curiosity is a great trait. So are the powers of observation. I feel like I'm pretty good at observation. I feel like I'm good at, like, observation that people don't even realize. Like, I'm, like, really good at being able to tell if, like, someone's, like, not telling me the truth. And, like, I'll try and, like, give that person, like, the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'll be like, are you sure, like, that's what you want to tell me? Like, I'm not gonna judge you, you know what I mean? Like, just try to, like, give them a chance, to kind of, like, fess up a little bit. But then they, like, don't, and some of them don't, and it's just, like, so frustrating. It's like, I know that you're not telling me the truth, so, like, I don't understand what the point is. And I can tell if, like, someone's being sincere or not, too. I guess that's kind of on the same level as lying. Like, if you're lying, then you're clearly not being sincere, so I guess it's kind of slightly redundant. But I feel like it takes a special kind of observation for that kind of stuff. I'm just adding in grass lines right now. We're just kind of just doing whatever at the moment. We don't know what's going on with this painting quite yet. So you just say something that, like, closes. Like, I'm talking to someone, when you watch his hands, if there's scars and they look dirty, tell they like work a manual job. And if they have a mark of a ring on their finger, like maybe they're married, you can tell they had one and removed, and you're trying to determine why. Are they cheating, are they divorced, etc., etc. And micro expression is being able to analyze the body and knowing someone's lying. I think I'm pretty good at the micro expression, because, like, even people will be like telling me, like, I'm fine, but, like, everything about them is, like, screaming that they're not fine. And I'm like, you should just tell me that you're not fine so I can just, like, help you work through it. Like, I already know that you're not fine, so why are we playing this game? Basically, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Oh. Or scared or angered or being able to determine fake emotions. Yeah, same thing. Same thing, like fake emotions. Like someone's faking, like, being sincere about how they, oh, I really, you're a great person, and, I really want to hang out with you, but really all they want is just, like, to suck all your energy out of you. Yeah, they think you're a great person to just feed off of. I'm just trying to add some definition in here. Our paintings look like hot messes until we get to the final product. And I'm just kind of going in here and adding some grass. There's a huge amount of small details, like to know a fake smile or someone's scared. Knowing that if you talk to someone who crosses their arm in front of you means they don't want to talk to you. Yeah, it's like a body language type thing too. But as said in books, it's not 100% accurate since some people are different, but more than 90% of people, we all react the same. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate for the most part. Like, you were totally right, though. There are some people that are just going to behave a little bit differently, that are maybe a little bit more difficult to read, but for the most part, yeah, we all kind of, except for maybe people of different cultures, because I feel like it's kind of like a social thing at the same time, so like you're gonna socially behave in a certain way. You know, that might be a little bit different. That's the only thing I can think of that would be different, you know, like that would make it that much more difficult. Yeah, even from a different culture, it's still more or less the same. Yeah, that was the only thing I was wondering. Like, because, you know, there are social constructs that are a little bit different, like, in different cultures. So that's the only thing I could see being a little bit different. But, I mean, yeah, essentially, I feel like that's probably accurate. We're probably pretty close anyway. Phone really just does not like the chat. Because it's an animal reaction the body's doing. Like, kind of like a subconscious type thing. Basically. Like, it's like a subconscious, like subtly subconscious change. It's usually meaning the body language. It's usually the meaning of the body language that changes in culture, not what it actually is authentically. Okay, yeah, I could see that too. Do you have an example of that? Like one in particular? I can't think of one, that's why I'm asking. Like, I'm trying to think of like one that would fit that explanation. Like in most countries, smiling at someone is being nice, but in Russia, for example, it's a sign of empathy. Oh, that's why most people do not smile for no reason. Okay. Well, thanks for that example. That was like perfect. That's exactly what I was kind of like wondering. Well, I guess it's kind of like the same. Well, not really. That's not really I guess it's still kind of social. But like how some people in different countries will like wave down their waiter, and it's like totally acceptable because I mean you're trying to get better service and you're trying to enjoy yourself, so like the staff is okay with that, you know. And then there's other parts of the country where like you don't want to do that because it's like considered rude. I think Japan is one of those places that is like okay with it. Like it's okay to like, you know, wave down your server. But if you do that in like America, like someone's probably gonna get angry and like spit in your food. How's it going?
Feeling good. Gotta start my stream. I was thinking about skipping it, but then somebody was like, "What game are you playing today?" They messaged me, and I was like, "All right, I gotta do it."
Aww. Yeah, my boyfriend streams video games, so that's what he's doing. Well, no, he's getting ready to... Are you gonna do kung fu movies too?
I was thinking about doing kung fu movies, but I'm gonna wait because like all the 70s kung fu movies have lots of naughty bits.
Just make them all mature and then be done with it.
True. The last one was hysterical though that I watched part of. The scene went on for like way too long. Like the guy's like, "Let me tell you about ninjas," and then it like went quiet and went into this like really long sex scene.
I'll tell you in a second.
And then the ninja goes, they like stab him when he's like.
So they finish out the sex scene and then they decide to kill him.
He's still like having.
Okay.
You know,
and so it's
they stab through and kill him and the lady. But it like
and
goes
the lady
on for a long time. Like he's like kissing on her and going on. It's like playing this like music for like 3 minutes. Like it's just going and going. Or like we get the point. And then
oh gosh.
And then the ninjas come.
Oh my gosh. I kind of want to see that just to see how awful it is.
The name of the movie is Ninja Death 1.
Ninja Death 1.
Yeah.
That's like almost as bad as my game dev games I make. Like,
Game dev games?
how I was playing Game Dev
Oh,
Studio
yeah,
or whatever,
games
the
you were
game
making
development
for the
game, yeah.
game developer
And I was
type
making
thing.
all those like random.
Pew Pew.
Yeah. All those random names. He actually, what game are you streaming now?
Right now I'm streaming.
Oh yeah, Super Mario.
RPG,
Super Mario
Legend of the
RPG.
Seven Stars.
Yeah, Legend of the Seven Stars. He has never played this game before. So it's his first playthrough.
Like a kid, because it's 1996 all over again.
Says he feels like a kid again, not a child, playing this game. So yeah, that's what he's doing right now. And the other one was Vampire. What's the other
I
one?
just finished Vampire. Alright, I'm gonna go start.
Bye.
My stream's running.
Thanks for checking in.
Yeah.
Well, what's his stream? Might be simpler. Oh, like his stream name? I think I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. I think I learned how to do this. Let me. So, shout out. Paint. Oh, maybe you have to put it together. Paint. Brush. Underscore. Samurai. So Paintbrush Samurai. We'll see if this works. No, I didn't do it right. I thought I did it right. Maybe it's S-O. And then, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Remember? Does anybody know how to shout out? I don't remember how to shout out. Maybe you have to put a space. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm putting a space between it. I didn't put a space the first time, so thank you for your help. Oh, jeez. Maybe there's no exclamation. But I learned something today. I made the chat rules. Miss Umber, did you see the chat rules? How do you feel about the chat rules? Oh yeah, he was there yesterday. Oh, Shyler, my boyfriend, Paintbrush Samurai? He streams like almost every day. Like literally almost every day. And so I'm usually like learning something or like kind of helping his stream a little bit when he's streaming. That's why I don't paint every day. He was on the chat yesterday, wasn't he? Yes. So he checks in every now and then because like he'll go on break or something and he'll be like, "What you working on?" And then he'll just kind of check in. Plus it like helps the chat number. Where are they at? Oh, the chat rules? They should have popped up when you came in. Or try typing a naughty word. And then it should. Then it might tell you. It might just be for new. I think it said for new viewers. So it might not show you either. It's not popping up, I think. I didn't see them. Oh, yep. Okay. Okay, I think I put it for new people because I didn't want to like annoy people who had already like kind of like proven themselves decent. It didn't pop up, but it didn't let me swear. Okay, good. I just don't want people popping in and being a-holes, so that's really was my whole goal. Not that I think we're kind of attracting a-holes, but you never know. They live everywhere. They'll come out of the woodwork eventually. And then it's just gonna kill the mood. So I'm not for that life. Yeah, he already tried. He already tried to see if it would work. I wonder if our other painting's dry now. We've kind of been on this, like, this painting for a little bit. And now it's, like, kind of... It's still at, like, 20%. So we still got, like, a long way. But I'm wondering if we can maybe work on this other one. Because we're getting to high time. And I'd prefer to do, like, these like paintings that are kind of in the middle, like during the beginning of the stream, instead of like near the end. Because there's not too many of us here in the beginning. Because I think everyone's eating dinner, which is totally fine. I have a big lunch, so I don't usually eat dinner. So that's how that works. So I just basically get out of work, make some preparations, and start streaming. So let's see if we can get that other one. It actually still looks really wet. Yeah. This one might have to, I think sadly that one might have to wait until the end of the evening because it's still really, really wet. I don't know if we can make that work. But I do kind of want to make some more bubbles on it. Because I mean, I don't think it's going to be dry anytime soon anyway, so I might as well just have some more fun. Yeah, making bubbles. That's all I got. That's all I got in me. No more bubble making. But I did want to, some of these places were a little bit too light, so I kind of wanted to bring some of the darker places in just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. This one's gonna take a while. I think last time I did the salt technique, it like took forever to dry, so I'll just have to remember that for next time, that if we want to do that, it's gonna be a while. Which is no big deal. That's kind of just how it goes here. So we might actually be focusing on this other one. Sorry, I just looked at the chat on Streamlabs. And it does tell me the ones that get denied. Which is funny. So I'm wondering, like... Oh, yeah, no. It's cut off now. I was just gonna see if I could look at what it denied for everybody, but it does tell you. It's kind of highlighted with red, like you can't use this word. That's funny. Maybe we'll work on one of these other ones. So I feel like this one's eventually gonna start to get too dark too, or maybe we'll lay down some like ideas of where the trees need to go. That's a good one. Maybe we'll do that instead. Because I feel like that'll work, but I feel like this is too dark too. Because of that water. The way that water kind of came in. I don't know. I could always try... Maybe I'll just focus on the grass for right now. I'm trying to like think of the like best way to like tackle this, and this happens sometimes. You just kind of get further in here, and then you're just like, I don't know where to go from here. But that's okay. I meant to ask Miss Umbra, I know you're not like full-blown chat all the time, so you don't have to like respond or anything, but I was kind of curious to like try to think of what you were, or if you had any ideas on what you wanted to paint. If you had anything that like you were kind of like mulling over in your brain. Because I know you said you wanted to try to do that. Like what's kind of brewing? And Dead Growth, I mean, if you got anything that's kind of brewing that you wanna... I mean, I know it's probably not painting, but I just like to hear everybody's like creative thoughts and things like that. Because if I've been inspiring, I kind of want to know inspiring to do what. maybe clouds in a sky, but plants are fun too. Yeah, I mean, all those things can work. I'm just a bit more silent because my hands are dirty with the paste. Oh, that's right. You said you're sculpting. That's fine. You guys can be quiet. It doesn't bother me at all. I was just kind of curious. I forgot you said you were sculpting. Yeah, that was a Dark Souls thing you were sculpting, which I totally want to see, by the way. But you don't have to, because I know, like, I think we said this on another stream. Like, I know artists are like picky sometimes on what they want to share, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just kind of like making more and more kind of brush strokes. You can't really see this corner because I'm bad. I don't have a board. Maybe I should invest in a board. Guys, what do you think? Should I do that? Like a painting board? That way, like, my paintings aren't like folding around like crazy. That might be kind of nice, wouldn't it? It's like I'm apartment shopping, but using a laptop, so I can't leave. So I can't leave the chat open on my phone. That's totally fine. You're apartment shopping. What? You don't have that house anymore? I thought you. I mean, I guess I haven't checked in with you for a minute on that kind of stuff. You know, I have an apartment that is currently empty, but it's Sturgis, so, like, I mean, take that into consideration. And now the chat knows where I live, which is totally fine. Good luck making it. I ain't got nothing to hide. That's what I say to that. I'm coming to stalk you. No! That's fine. You don't need to stalk me. You got live streams. I mean, you basically get undivided attention with me for a few hours, so... I sold my house in October, and I've been living with a friend from college, hopefully moving in with my boyfriend sometime. There's not much in that town. Yeah, no, Sturgis doesn't have a whole lot going on, but I like it that way. I do. I like it that way. I do. I prefer it. I prefer it. I just do. But yeah, no, it definitely takes like a certain type of person. It was like so bizarre though. Like there's people like because I feel like my town is like, okay, so I moved kind of like far away from everybody, right? Like, I mean, in all reasonable respect, I kind of did. Like, I don't really live close to my family. Like, and that's kind of on accidental purpose. And I just find it weird because the other day I looked on Facebook and like some of my family members were like in my town, so it like threw me off because I was like, get out of my town. Oh yeah, that's right. Your boyfriend does live over here. I totally forgot. He does that. Is he that researcher? That's still the guy. I think that's still the guy I'm thinking of. I think. Because didn't his company like kind of like pay him a little bit extra to like be out here? I thought so. Yeah. The travel would be kind of expensive. Yeah, Dead Girl, if you're gonna come out here, like. I feel like you would enjoy yourself, right? Because, I mean, I would be here. But at the same time, like, you kind of have to, like, count up your worth. Like, is it worth it? Like, money-wise. And, like, time-wise, too, because it'd probably take a while. And then, I mean, you might think to yourself, yeah, it's totally worth it. Or you might not. I totally forgot, Miss Umber. I feel kind of bad. completely forgot that he lives out here. And he probably doesn't really care for it. That's what I'm guessing. But I have like this, I'm basically paying on my last rent, my last month's rent, use English, Diana, on my apartment that I had before. Cause like, this whole like moving in with Shyler thing just kind of like happened. Like, I mean, we're kind of like, we're bizarre. We didn't really make plans for anything. Like, it just kind of like happened. Like us being together just kind of happened, and then like us kind of like moving in together just kind of happened, and like intentionally. But at the same time, it wasn't like planned. It wasn't like, hey, we're gonna try and like hunt for this house. We're gonna try to hunt for a house together and like move in. And that wasn't the intention. It was just, we were just looking at houses, because eventually down the road, yeah, that was something that we would be interested in. So we're kind of just looking, and then all of a sudden it was, this house just like popped up on the market, and like, and it was like within our price range, and like it was so gorgeous. I live in an antique house, so it's, and this summer when you come over, you'll see it. And you can kind of tell on my Instagram just a little bit, kind of like maybe in some of the pictures, especially the ones where I have my plants out. But yeah, it really wasn't a plan. It just like the house kind of just showed up, and then it was just like, well, we can't let this house go. Like, this house is perfect. It like basically was asking us to live here. We came and saw it, and it was even more beautiful than the pictures. And then we ended up buying it. Like, it was on the market for like less than a day, and we had already bought it. Like, we moved in, like, within a week, we were moved in. Like, it was nuts. It was nuts. Yeah, he got a decent stipend to move. Sorry, guys, I kind of got focused on what I was saying. And when he started thinking of leaving last year, they must have realized it because they gave him a big raise. Yeah, they might have. And he's like, sure, I'm like using my time for a useful thing. It's well known. Yeah. No worries. He always comes to me. I've only gone out there once. Nice. If it cheers you up, you don't have to go in another country to see your love. Oh, is that what you have to do? Dead Groth, you have to go kind of like cross a border to go see your love? Yeah. Aw, that's rough. I'm sure, I don't know how the borders are around your area, but they're getting bad over here. Like, our president's kind of nutso. And I don't care if people dislike me for that. He's nutso. Legit insane. That's not who I voted for, is all I'm gonna say on that. I didn't vote for any of them. I voted, but I wrote somebody in. Because that's just the way I work. I didn't vote for anybody who was running, though, because I didn't like any of them. It's okay from Belgium to Romania, so it's not that far. And they're not, I'm guessing they're like not super strict then, probably. I feel like that area is a little bit more lenient because it's like so many different countries are like just in that small area, you know, Europe just in general. It's probably a little more lenient. But I don't know. I haven't been to Europe since like high school, so. It says Eastern Europe is okay as long as you're white mostly. That's a shame. I mean, that's kind of like a plus to me, I guess, because I'm white, but yeah, that's a shame. That's gotta be that way. I don't know. That's how I feel about that. Yeah. So I am going to start laying down some brown shades to my kind of path here. Well, I do believe borders were made for a reason, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like I mean, economy-wise, I totally kind of understand why. But like, as another human living on the same planet as many other humans, I'm kind of like totally against it. Just in general. But I could see where like tensions could be really high if that was the case, you know, in certain locations. But if I ruled the world, we'd just all freaking get along and not have to worry about it. But that's why I don't rule the world, because I'd be good at that, but I would suck at everything else. So I'm just kind of making a brown. I might kind of whiten it up a little bit. Maybe I'll put some of this brown in with this white. I want it to be kind of like a pale, dusty dirt kind of color. So I'm gonna add some white to it. And my phone really does not like the chat. It's like really against it today for some reason. Huh. Oh, let me go back. I've scrolled up a little bit, sorry. It's only temporary. In a month or two, she will come back to live. Okay, cool. She was living in Belgium for some years, but had to go back a year in Romania. So, well, we tried to see each other once a month. Her parents were kind enough to pay me the plane and the hotel where we were staying because they know I'm poor. Aw, well, that's kind of nice. At least you have, like, a nice support system for that. You know, at least the family is supportive. Because, I mean, they could have been, like, a-holes and been like, too bad, I guess you can't see my daughter. You know? I mean, that could have been the easy way for them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But that's cool that they were able to do that. And I'm glad you have, like, you know, some supportive people around you. You know, that's always helpful, too. Maybe not everybody's supportive, right? But at least there's some out there. That makes it a little bit easier. So I'm just adding some water to this. I really want it to be very dull. I really gotta figure out this whole chat thing on my phone. It's quite annoying. It's literally driving me nuts. Her mother loves me apparently, even though I don't talk much to them. Well, I think moms kind of know. I think moms just kind of are intuitive. Like, they just kind of know. That, and I think some families just get to the point where, at least my mom was kind of like this to an extent. Like, you know, they can't control their children, so what's the point in causing a fight, you know? At least that's how my mom was. Like, I would never say, you know, that's what her intention is, you know, behind being nicer. But I feel like it's just one or the other. Like, they're either really understanding and, like, know, you know, can intuitively see how genuine a person is, or they're just tired of having the same fight over and over. Which either way is kind of rough. Her ex-boyfriend is a punk loser on the other hand, so it's not too hard to be basically less of a loser than him. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably why, like, that's kind of where I was going with that. Like, that might have already been a struggle before, and in comparison to before, like, what's the point of, you know, causing trouble where there really is none? place for the most part. I feel like my head, like... Sorry, just ignore me for like those 5 seconds. If I didn't have to unlock my phone every 2 seconds, we would be fine. I wouldn't be facing away from you, like absorbed in my phone to try and figure out what you're saying. And now I'm like typing it in wrong. Oh God. Phone. I'm level 10 on Steam. Oh, you found my Steam? I don't even think I... Actually, you know what? You could probably find me anywhere because Lady Lunastar is literally my tag for like everything. Like Diablo, Guild Wars 2, a lot, just basically everything. So I'm actually really not that surprised. He says I wasn't. You mean stalking? Yeah, it's not that hard. I'm assuming you meant stalking. And I think you were, and that's fine. I mean, whatevs. Yeah. I've been on Steam for a long time. The first time I got Steam, actually this is going to be kind of funny, was the first time I downloaded Steam into my computer was when Elder Scrolls came out, Skyrim. I was there at the midnight release, and I had a a-hole boyfriend at the time who decided that he was going to remind me what of a big loser nerd I was, that I was at a midnight release for a video game, and he was actually making fun of all the other people there. So like they're all the people that like stereotypically, like when you think of Dungeons and Dragons players, like they look like stereotypically like that demographic. So like I was like, dude, I mean, these people, you don't even know these people, like they could be really awesome, and if they play D&D, like I almost guaranteed you that they're actually really fun, so probably a lot more fun than you. But yeah, he was just an a-hole, just in general. But it was one of those types of situations, because we've all like kind of been in those situations, right? And it was one of those where like they like build you up first, right? And then later on, they kind of like change the game plan, and then they try to tear you down. And that's exactly what he was doing. And I was giving him excuses like, oh, it's just a rough month, or just a rough day. It starts like, it's just a rough day today. And then like things kind of continue on, and you're like, well, maybe it's just a bad week. And then things are still going, and then you're like, well, maybe it's just a bad month. Like everyone has like these bad periods in their life. You know, I'm not gonna, make extremes out of nothing, because they're basically telling you the entire time that it's nothing and you don't need to worry about it, right? I mean, I feel like we've all kind of had those kind of situations, but that's kind of what it was. And yeah, he was just harking really bad on everybody else there, and I'm like, you don't even know these people, like they're way cooler than you. I'd much rather hang out with them than you at this point right now. I checked your boyfriend's stream to check his games, and you were in his friends list. Yeah, we're friends. We're definitely friends. So that's not a lie. We're totally friends. Yeah. Seriously, what the F? I know. Yeah, I know. But that's that whole being nice person. Like, I was nice to a fault, guys. Like, legit nice to a fault. And this person knew that, right? And like, that's kind of why they just sink their teeth in. They're like, I'm gonna get you. And like, totally take advantage of your nice sweetheart and just make you miserable. And then blame you for it. That's what they do. That's what narcissists do. And they're really good at it. Like, I would never say that he was bad at it. He was really good at it. I mean, that's why I stayed with him for so long. If he was awful at it, I would have left a while ago. I mean, I ended up leaving anyway, clearly, but it took a few times. So there's that. I mean, he's good enough to get me a couple times. I've beat up people for less than that. Yeah, narcissistic, definitely. Yeah, definitely narcissistic. For sure. For sure. But again, like, before I met him, I was just one of those people who's like, everybody's got good in them, and you know, everybody deserves to be loved by somebody. And I still think that that's the truth, but there are some people that, like, legit will take you down because they just, I don't know, because they just don't love themselves. I don't know. I can't comprehend it. Like, it's one of those things in life where I'm just like, I feel like I understand most things pretty well. That part of, like, humans being humans, I can't comprehend that part. It's too hard. I don't understand. And then I finally just got to the point where I was like, I don't need to understand it, apparently, so. But yeah, that was crazy. Been cheated on numerous times. Yeah, I have too. I have too. Manipulated because I was too nice. Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to me. The same guy who was making fun of all the people at the Skyrim midnight release. That same gentleman, because I still call them people because they are people, even though they're awful. I still have respect to it a certain extent, you know. But anyway, he had actually cheated on me once. Actually, probably more than once. I know for sure he was at least cheating on me once. The other times I just didn't care anymore to really, like, fight it. But there was one time in particular I remember, like, he legitimately was, like, on his phone. And I was just like, what are you doing? And he, like, had the thing is, though, at that time, like, he had the balls to tell me what he was doing. Like, I'm asking for pictures from this girl, and I'm like, what? Seriously? Right now? Like, yeah. Yeah, that was bad. And I was like, why? You know, like, I mean, it must not be enough for you, apparently. I mean, clearly, because you're basically going out of your way at this point to, like, find this other resource. But I think that was probably going on, like, the entire time. And I think part of him just was, like, kept me around to, like, see, like, how much he could get away with. You know? Like, he would always have somebody to, like, kind of default on, basically, if, like, all of his other endeavors weren't working. That's kind of how I interpret the whole situation. Because I basically just let him walk all over me. I cheated on numerous times. That's the only person I mean, I haven't been in too many serious relationships because I'm, like, super picky. Except for that time, the one time in my life I'm not picky. That's who I pick. Like, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think where I'm at now is, like, serious relationship number 3. So, like, and it's, like, leaps and bounds. Like, I went from that extreme to, like, manipulative, abusive, like, just flat out narcissistic, crazy person, to, like, somebody who's, like, not narcissistic, but also doesn't love themselves at all. So, like, they really don't know how to love you because they hate themselves. Not really they hate themselves, just, like, they just struggle with it. Like, they don't understand, you know, like, where they're at as a person. So, like, it's hard for them to, like, grow. So, like, you can't grow together, if that makes sense. Hi, ArtWorld78. Hello. But I went from that kind of relationship to the one that I have now. And, like, the one I have now I would never change, like, for the world. Like, it's so perfect. It's so relaxed, and, like, there's, like, a mutual respect there, and we both just want each other to, like, do the best that we can. And if that means sometimes we, like, do things on our own, that's totally fine. And if that means, like, the other person needs to kind of jump in and help out, like, that's fine too. Like, it's so nice. And we're, like, both very aware of, like, who we are as people, so that makes it easier too. You say me neither, mostly because people are a bit afraid of me. or are not too sure if I'll tell them to buzz off. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty chill here, right? But like when I'm working, I feel like I kind of intimidate a lot of people because I don't, to a certain extent, like, at least when I'm working, like, I feel like work is work, and if you can't do the work, like, we got a problem. So that can be kind of intimidating to some people. That, and I do have a strong personality now, like more so than what I used to. So I feel like that kind of stands out a little bit too. And people who aren't super secure with themselves kind of can be intimidated by it. But I'm really not here to intimidate anybody. I'm just here to be myself, and like, hopefully, you know, by me being true to myself, it kind of like inspires other people to do the same, you know. But yeah, I kind of went all over the board, at least with my serious relationships. I guess I wanted to experience a little bit of everything, I guess. That's the only way I can think of it. That's how I'm choosing to interpret, you know, my relationship choices in my life. But now I'm just to the part where it's just like, you know, if I would have done something like, if I would have tried to do something like this, you know, like streaming and like really focusing on like myself and like my art, if I would have do anything similar to this in like in one of my other relationships, I don't think it really would have worked. So that, I don't know, that's kind of how I think about that. So Art World, I know you just kind of popped in and you said hello. We kind of just talk about random stuff here. I don't know if you read the chat rules or not, but there's really no rules. You don't have to chime in if you don't want to. We're not gonna force you to. You can just listen. But we also want you to feel comfortable, so. But yeah, I've always been really surprised at like how drastic my life changed in like such a short period of time. I mean, all things considered. So you say a lot of girls tell you that you look intimidating, I guess? Wait, I don't know the word. Intimidating? Haughty. Like burly? I don't know, I'm totally just guessing. Not intimidating. Okay. Haughty. I don't know. Arrogant? Oh, okay. I mean, I guess some people can, I guess if you're like really self-assured, some people can kind of read that as being arrogant. But I guess the thing is though, like, there's a little bit of a difference in that, you know? Like, I feel like arrogant people are just gonna tell you, like, I'm right no matter what, and, you know, but, like, people who are confident are gonna say, this is what I think. At least that's, excuse me, I'm very burpy right now. At least that's kind of how I look at it, like, I don't see I don't see confident as being a bad thing. But you can be overconfident too. Just because I'm more of a loner and will wear all black, because I'm quite tall, and when I was shy younger. I don't know why, but I think you're right. I think for some reason, like, a lot of people just assume that just because you're shy, like you think you're better than everybody else. I don't know why that's a thing, but I definitely agree that that's a thing that people think for some reason. It was just like, like I said, I don't know why, but I definitely see that happening with people. I think it's just because since you're not talking, they have to like interpret a lot. And so most people are criticizing of themselves, so they're gonna automatically kind of assume, I guess, that you're more of a critical person. I don't know. I guess that's the only way I can like think of that a little bit. Does that make sense? I'm sure that probably makes sense a little bit. December says, the same time about me because I'm smart and I have bad resting witch face. That's very nice. I'm also quiet at first, so people assume I don't talk because I'm stuck up. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I mean. I think that's right. I think, and like I said, I think it's because people, like, are harsh on themselves. So, like, they're kind of already judging themselves along with other people, so they just kind of assume that everyone else is doing that. You know? That's kind of... that's the best way I can explain it. That's my way of trying to, like, sugarcoat it, I guess. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat. I just try to, like... I guess I try to see the other viewpoint. I guess I try to see the viewpoint of, like, everybody. You know? Exactly the same. Like, my face is... My resting face is neutral. Is neutral. Yeah. I think my resting face is just, like, obscure. So, like, people really aren't sure. I feel like... I don't know. I don't know what my resting face is like. Miss Umber, what's my resting face like? You probably have seen my resting face most. Well, right now, my resting face looks like this. So I'm, like, staring down at the canvas. But it is interesting to think about. I'm like 6'4", if that's correct. I mean, that sounds like an actual pretty tall height, so I'm sure you're probably right. Oh man, this stream is so tall. We're actually focusing on this one quite a bit more, adding the path and stuff like that. Miss Summer's like, I'd say you look neutral and not unwelcoming. Like I'm, like, I look like I'm angry most of the time. Yeah, I mean, I want to believe that because, like, if I'm ever, like, at the store or something like that, or, really almost if I'm anywhere, like, people talk to me, like, all the time. Like, I'll have, like, old grandpas and old grandmas, like, coming up to me, like, can you tell me where this thing is in the store? I'm like, yes, I can, because I used to work in a grocery store. How did you know that? You know? And, I get that a lot. Like, people will ask me for, like, help with stuff, and, little kids, especially little kids, I think because I'm short, like, little kids freaking love me. Like, they will talk to me about anything and everything, and they will talk to me all day long. So, like, I think that's probably right. Most people assume I'm not looking down. Oh, most people assume I'm, like, looking down at them because you're so tall, I'm guessing? We need to see that resting face. Do we? Nah. I think Miss Sombra wants to remain partially anonymous, which is fine. Which is fine. Says yes, because I don't pay attention to them. Yeah, I guess. I could see that too. I always look up at people though, because I'm so short. So maybe that's it too. Maybe I'm like so tiny that like there's no way I could be intimidating, but I've been mad before and I feel like me mad is like pretty intimidating. I mean, that's just how I feel. Like I don't really get upset anymore, but I used to get livid. And if I was livid, man, you were in trouble. You were in trouble. And you darn well knew it. is like 5'8". So she's probably close to my height then, because I'm guessing that's like like almost an inch over 5 foot. I know it's like hard because like I think you guys use metric, so that makes the conversions kind of difficult because America's weird. America's weird and old and doesn't want to change anything, like at all. It's really frustrating. They don't want to change anything. They don't want to change anything. They all have like these. We're gonna go on a little bit of a rampage now. I'm gonna go on a rampage. You guys can just listen. They have all these campaigns politically about change America, you know, make America wonderful and blah blah blah, but they don't ever want to change. They don't actually want to change anything. They just want to keep it the same. It's really annoying. I hate it so much. All right, I'm over that. What else are we talking about? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, Charlotte's a little bit on the taller side too. But I say that, and at the same time, like I feel like maybe average sized people I say are tall, and people are kind of just like, okay, Diana, sure. Sure, that's a tall person. But I really feel like he is on the taller end. Maybe he's not, though. Don't ask me how tall he is, because I don't know. I'd probably say like 6'1" or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Don't ask me. He's a little bit over a head than me, so. Yeah, I don't know if I can send pics in chat. Maybe when I come over to paint, I can join you on the stream. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I didn't want to ask you, Miss Umbra, if you wanted to do that, you know, while we were streaming, because I figured that would be like a kind of more of a privacy thing to go over, but because I understand not everyone wants to be in the limelight. But yeah, if you totally want to do that, we can totally do that. We really gotta fix this chat, guys. We really gotta fix this phone. Yeah, I have to figure out, the only thing with that, I'll have to figure out how to like angle. Do you have an easel? We'll have to figure out how to set stuff up for like a doubled stream. Yeah, the only good, I'm 195 and she's 155. Okay. And the only... Oh, Bunnies is back, guys. Hey, Bunnies. Hi. Bunnies love tamales. The only good perk of being tall is for girls and picking up stuff on furniture. So, I totally agree, by the way. Like, I feel like being a tall guy is, like, pretty acceptable. But I'm bad, right? Or I'm good, depending on how you want to look at it. I don't really care. You can look at it however you want. But, I have been told I'm bad. I guess that's more an accurate way of saying it. Because I will legitimately jump on the counter to, like, grab stuff out of the top shelf. And Shyler is always getting on me. He's like, you're not a kid anymore. You shouldn't be jumping on the counters to, like, grab stuff. I still do it. I just tell him it makes me young. It keeps me young. It keeps me young. Oh yeah, Miss Bunnies. Miss Umbra has a pet bunny, so she's probably gonna be like all over you. Like as far as bunnies go. I do the same thing, jump on counters. Yeah, exactly. It's just so much easier. And I mean, he gets kind of frustrated with me. So this is how similar we are. Just like, just in a general kind of status or statement. We'll get upset with each other because like we don't ask each other for help with stuff. We'll just kind of like do stuff on our own because we're kind of like, we've lived very similar lives. And we just have the very similar personality. So like, we're kind of just used to doing stuff by ourselves. And, so we get kind of frustrated with each other. Like, you should let me help you. Like, this is what I'm here for. But like, we're so independent. And it's like really funny. We'll just get on each other like, why are you jumping on the counter? Or like, you knew you needed help with that and you didn't ask me. And yeah, that's kind of how things go with us. So like when I jump on the counter, like he doesn't even have to say anything, right? Like I'll just be on the counter and like I can just feel like how frustrated he is at me. Like, get down from the counter, you know, I could just feel it. He didn't even have to say anything. Just like, I know, I'll get down right after I grab this thing, and then I don't need to be on the counter anymore, so. You have bunnies, I have a pet bunny. Yeah, bunnies, but Summer loves rabbits, so it is something. Yeah, but honestly, I wouldn't mind being a bit smaller, hitting your face on literally everything. Annoying back problems, knee problems, etc. I could see that being a thing. Especially, and I don't know if this is the case like where you're at, because I mean clearly I don't live anywhere near you or anything like that, but like we have an older house here, so like the building itself is kind of already structurally like built for like smaller people like me, so it's like perfect for me, right? Because like the counters hit like at a really nice spot and things like that, but for him it's like really too low, so I could see that being a thing. Because like there's one time I can think of in specific when he was walking down the stairs and he literally smacked his head into the wall that's like above the doorway to the stairs, and it was awful, but it was kind of funny at the same time. So yeah, I don't have any bunnies. I do love carrots though. Yeah, aren't you vegan? Did we say that you were vegan? Bunnies? I feel like we did. Or maybe not in this chat, but in Nami's chat. I'm disappointed. Everybody should own a rabbit, according to Miss Umbra. You know, my cousin, Miss Umbra, my cousin, which you probably don't know him, but my cousin, Nick, he owns a rabbit, and he's like absolutely in love with it. He's had it for a few years too. I think the rabbit's getting up there in age, so that's kind of sad, but I can't remember what his rabbit's name is. Gosh darn it. But it's a gray one. It's a gray and white one. It's so cute. It's so cute. My apartment had a nice height, so I'm okay for that, but the shower, etc., usually a nightmare. Yeah, I feel like the faucets on those kind of things like can be kind of low. But at least in this older house, like it's very high on the wall, so it's almost hitting the ceiling. So I think sometimes you can get lucky with that too. He says, I'm a vegetarian at home, but I eat whatever when I go out. But I do love vegan stuff, though. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I knew there was somebody that was kind of like, kind of a healthier eater over there on that channel that Nami was talking about. Oh gosh, the chat got crazy and then it shut off. I find it really hard to be vegan, especially like I'm in a smaller town like in Michigan, so it's not like where I'm at, like not people just aren't vegan where I'm at, like not very many anyway, so it makes it like kind of hard for me to like go out and like I don't really eat out because like if I'm going to eat out, I'm going to eat like awful food and then I just feel gross, so I generally don't eat out because there's not very many vegan options around here. Well, maybe not everyone. They're a lot of work. Oh, rabbits. Yeah, they are. I did know because he sent me a friend request on Facebook, but I didn't accept it because I didn't know him. 2 years isn't old for a rabbit, but they live to be about 10. Oh, he sent you a friend request? Really? Interesting. Did you know him? Do you, like, know him? Because he didn't even go to our school. So I just found that, like, interesting. I wonder if he's being a creep. I'm mostly teasing. I'm actually just really interested, like, how that would occur, you know? I guess Sam kind of is a very social person, so maybe Sam said something, or my sister is Samantha, so maybe she said something. That's the only other thing I can think of, because I don't understand that correlation. Just my brain doesn't understand. Oh, that's true. He could have been very drawn to your rabbit. I could totally see that happening, because he's very much an animal person. I bet you that was probably it. He probably just wanted to snoop on your bunny pictures. And now he's going, oh, health is the most important thing. My dad just turned vegan because he was pretty much dying. I mean, health definitely, I mean, they say health is wealth, and I mean, I know people kind of like scoff at like some stuff like that, but I think it's totally true. Like, if I don't eat well, like I feel totally different. Like totally different. And I've said this on some of my other streams, like I'm not like a fitness person or like a health guru, you know. I'm not going to tell you these things because I want you to like buy something from me. I don't have anything to sell you like in that regard. So like I feel like if I'm telling you that, like it holds a different caliber than like if some health nut trying to like sell you something is telling you that. But that's good. I mean, I'm assuming he's doing better, you know. At least I'm hoping he's doing better. I mean, I don't think he could be really. I hope he's not doing worse. I might need to make myself some tea, guys. My throat's getting dry. He's now going to the Dominican Republic next week for surgery, but his diet has drastically changed. Oh no, surgery, man. That's crazy. Well, I'm hoping that it goes well for him. Definitely hoping that goes well for him. It's rough when like your parents aren't doing well. That's really rough when your parents aren't doing well. I mean, when anyone in your family isn't doing well, but I feel like your parents are a little bit different. You know, not that you don't love everyone else in your family, but I do feel like your parents have a certain... There's just something different about it when it's your parent. Did Nami stop her stream? I thought she said she was going to stream all day. Not that I care that you're over here. I mean, clearly. I'm just a curious person. No, I would have accepted, but some guys just add random girls scouting for dates, so I generally ignore them. I don't think my boyfriend would care if we really added guys, but I don't want to send people the wrong signal. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. Kelly, I really wouldn't worry about it. He's kind of in a not good place right now anyway. So it probably would just be best to just kind of let him be right now. I wouldn't stress over it. He probably doesn't even remember anyway right now. You know. Oh, you fell asleep on her stream. Oh no. Well, you were still trying to be supportive. Were you here when I was mentioning like how like I tried to do that game, but like people are rude. People are rude on that game. If you don't know what you're doing like perfectly, like you're just gonna get ripped a new one. And I'm like, I don't learn games that quickly. I don't. So I was not very good. League of Legends was too boring. Yeah. Yeah, we went over there and talked about that. Yeah, I could see that. That's what I thought. I thought I had mentioned something along those lines. kind of been focusing on this one again most of the night, just making it a little bit different. I still think the sky is too dark. Maybe it'll, no. I feel like the sky's too dark, and some of these other places back here are too dark, but I mean, it's watercolor, so I kind of already laid it down, so it's kind of like, what do we do? I'll have to eventually kind of go in and really pull up some of this, because there's still some salt and stuff up here, and I feel like if I maybe try and sand it out, it'll bring some white back in. Did you end up doing anything with the watercolor salt painting you had, or is this it? No, this is different. This is a different one. So bunnies, we usually have like 5 paintings going at one time, and this is a different one. So this is our this is gonna be like our lavender fields painting. We'll see how it's going. It's in the very early stages. We're kind of just plotting everything out right now, and then this one was our newest salt background. And actually this one is almost dry. It's almost dry enough. But this is gonna be our moon painting. Were you here when the triangle canvas was just like a jerk and like did not work at all? I can't remember. I don't think you were. Maybe you were though. But this is gonna have to be the moon one, the next moon one, because that other one, we just can't make it work. But I think Deadgroth mentioned putting alcohol down on it. Was that what you said, Deadgroth? I think you did. I don't know, you've been quiet for a minute, which is totally fine. But he had mentioned putting some on there to kind of maybe help take out whatever waterproofing was on there. Because I bought all the canvases together, but like, they're like, that one's different for some reason. Like, I don't understand. Oh yeah, that's right. I think you might have been here for that because we talked about triangles. And then I showed off my pyramid. Summer, were you here to see my pyramid? I don't know if you were or not. I think you would like my pyramid. I think you would like my house in general, but... yeah, so this is eventually going to be our moon painting. When I was 18, I gave myself a triangle tattoo with an Indian ink and a needle. Whoa, that's brave. I don't really like paint, so I don't know if I'd handle that very well. Alright, so I'll kind of point it out to you. Here you go, Miss Umber. This is one of my little pyramid guys. Can you see him? This is my amethyst one. He kind of sits off in the corner here next to us when we're painting. So he's just out of view, but that's okay. But that's him. I'm weird. Everything is male to me. Probably because I'm so feminine, everything else is male. I just have to balance everything out, I guess. Nice. I love that it's two-toned. Yeah, it has quartz at the top, and then a quartz point, and then the bottom is amethyst. So, and I have a moonstone one. You'll get to see all kinds of cool stuff when you come over on Friday. Would you guys like to see both of us painting? Like, just see how we go with that? I think that might be what we do on Friday. It's like a two-person stream. I don't know how, I'm gonna have to move our cameras because this is gonna be too close to get both of us in here. We're gonna be like elbow to elbow, like bumping elbows while we're painting. That would be fun. Try and paint like nice pretty pictures while you're getting elbowed. Sure. Yeah, why not? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I might be able to lay some of this down now. So I think what I'm actually gonna do that I don't usually do, I'm gonna take a mini like 5-minute break. But I don't really want to go to a break screen because maybe you'll see my cat walk by or something. But I do want to take care of this salt. That way we can kind of come back and really lay some down, because basically what happens is when I go to paint now, the salt is just going to continue to be in my way which I really don't want to deal with, so. Chilling, yeah. Yeah, so it's just going to be like a few minutes just for me to kind of, I don't want to do it here because it's going to be too loud, so I'm just going to step away for a minute and try and like take off some of the salt so that way we can start making some adjustments to like our moon and laying out our willow tree and things like that. So I'll just be right back in a few minutes. That didn't take nearly as long. I am gonna grab a drink though and then come right back. Should be good now. And actually I probably should have, now that I've like taken most of the salt off, I probably should have waited until it was completely dry because I've noticed some of the color came up, which is fine. I mean, it's background, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm kind of okay with it being a little bit different. So I do think I kind of want to keep it on the lighter side and then like kind of darken it up as we go. So I think what we'll do first, I need to kind of pick a spot for our moon, right? And I might actually like kind of have it up like this. I don't know if that place is gonna work though. How are we gonna do this? I'm basically just trying to plot stuff out right now. I don't like that. So what I might actually end up doing, I'm just gonna lay like a general kind of outline. Like, where's my cup? Here, let's use a cup. So we did that last time and it worked so well. But I think we should just try it again. So, because it gave us a nice shape and a nice size. And I think that would just be best, so. So that's what we'll do. Apparently this one had leftover water, but that's fine. We're just gonna go with it. I'm just kind of gonna outline like where this is gonna be. because I don't want to forget it. Like what my overall plan is. And we're gonna darken up the background a little bit more anyway, so this isn't gonna be a huge deal. So the only other thing I really want to do is kind of plot out where we're gonna have our tree. So I really feel like the tree should be kind of, I don't want to do it too dark, but this is already kind of like fading a little bit, so I'm not gonna worry too much, but maybe plant like some of the ground here, like maybe some of it is just kind of, I mean, we're just pretty much guessing for now. We're just kind of laying it out, like where is stuff really gonna be, kind of thing. And then the trunk just kind of like comes down through here, maybe. And even like, at least some of these other willows, if you've ever seen them, some of them even like just have like branches that kind of come down. But if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna need a little bit more water because it's not wanting to run quite as much as I wanted it to. And maybe, and this might be a little bit too runny right now because I think it's too wet. But that's okay. Like I said, nothing has to be like perfect. We're gonna go in and make it like super detailed later. This is just to like help me figure out what our game plan is, basically. And last, I mean, this is the second painting we're gonna do that kind of already has a plan. The other ones, we didn't get to that point. We just didn't. We just kind of painted. And this is kind of new for us a little bit. Maybe just wipe a little bit of that color. There we go. Perfect. Just kind of draw a couple of lines through here. And maybe one comes really low down through here, you know. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. Maybe right through here. I kind of like how I put that cup down, right? And I didn't realize there was some water in it. And like now it made like this kind of interesting like wave, like water wave here. And like this really bright highlight. Like without even me trying, so I find that kind of funny. And I think I did this on one of my other ones. Like I do like the tree roots that kind of like pop up and like do all kinds of like crazy stuff a little bit. So maybe this one has like one of those roots that kind of like come up a little bit. But I don't want it to be like too crazy because we're just kind of guessing right now. We're not making anything super defined at the moment. And who knows, like maybe when we go to do this, we like completely change our mind. Like that happens a lot too, right? So, you know, and then we might do some shrubbery kind of back through here and kind of things like that. I feel like that's pretty accurate. I do feel like though that our background isn't nearly dark enough for a moon. Which is just how that goes sometimes. Because I was kind of focused on getting that effect, that salt effect going. But I didn't want to go too dark because I didn't want to cover my moon because I hadn't quite decided where my moon was going to be yet. And I think now that I've kind of placed that, I want to go back in and make some of these places darker. So I think that's what we'll probably end up doing. Just making those just a bit darker. And nope, but I'm not. I was gonna say I'm running out of palette room, but I'm not. There's one right here. We get very full palettes full of paint. That's what happens. That's what happens. I'm just gonna add just a little bit of water to this here. So I'm basically just gonna darken this up like a lot. And I'm gonna kind of undo a little bit of what I did with the tree. But I don't have to go down, like super far. At the same time though, like I can go far if I really want. And maybe I'm just gonna kind of like come in here a little bit. Maybe not be like overly precise about it, maybe. Except for like maybe like right around this moon here. Because I don't want him to get lost. I don't want him to get lost. And I mean, we've done this before where we've kind of created a moon where there wasn't one before. So we kind of know, we have some practice on that now. We kind of know what we're doing with that. We know how to bring them back if they disappear. I just wanted this to be like way darker than it ended up being. Because I like how dark that other one is, and this one just isn't at that place yet. So I'm just kind of laying down more paint. Because I think now that I have my moon kind of picked out where it's at, I can go pretty dark now. And this is literally just what happens. Like, we had this game plan, and now we're just like, fudge the game plan. Like, we're living on the edge now. And then I'll probably end up going, and the good thing is, like, because I did such thin lines, and I'm not pushing, like, super hard on this purple, like, a lot of this pink where my tree is still kind of hanging out just a tiny bit. I think this one's going to be another one that hangs out with us for a long time. And then I think the other one I'm going to start doing is another mandala painting. So we'll do another, we'll have that fields painting. Oops, that's what happens. It's okay. We'll have that fields painting that we've been working on that we'll continue to work on. We'll have this new moon painting that we will work on. And then the other one will be a new kind of mandala flowered fields kind of painting. I think that would be good. I think that'll be good. That'll be good. Trying to wipe out some of these lines. They're being frustrated. I do want to grab some of these blues here, so like this blue. Because we put blue in the other one, and I think it worked really nice. So that's what we'll do. We'll put some more blue in. Just kind of like spot some of it in. You don't have to be like overly particular, because this is gonna, I basically at this point undid the entire salt effect. I mean, this is what happens. I mean, there's still some salt there, so it's gonna, basically what happened is, I'm just reactivating some of the salt that's already there. But that's okay. I didn't realize how dark I wanted to go until after we already started. We're kind of used to doing this, I think, at this point. +1 for dark. Yeah, you like the darker too. I thought for a second I wanted it to be lighter. But then I just started looking at it and I was like, no, it's nighttime. I really want it to be darker. So that's what we're doing now. I'm for it too. I'm definitely for it too. What was that other color we were using? I think we were using some of this other purple. And maybe I'll just, didn't I say this earlier? I should just paint my sides while I'm doing this. I think I should. So they can like be done already. Sorry, I know the brush is like blocking your view. Yeah. I'm even okay with like a, I want it to be like slightly more than mid dark, if that makes any sense at all. Sorry, I know my hair's like leaning in the way, but I'm trying to see like the edge of the canvas. I don't have a whole lot of room, guys, so I kind of have to I have to move around like a weirdo to try and like not be in your way. That's alright. So, and maybe I'll just do the bottom really quick since this is like a really light kind of layer we're laying down here. I might as well just put it down, right? Cool. Alright. Oh guys, there's a cat hair. Can you see it? I doubt you can see it. But there is. There's totally a cat hair in here. I might just leave it in. It wants to stay in, so it's going to be in there, I guess. We're not even going to worry about it. It'll be like an extra texture. It's so funny. That's what happens when you have animals. They kind of take over your life. And their hair takes over everything too. Stop apologizing so much. Sorry. Well, having a cat in 99% of black clothes is hell. Not unless you have a black-haired cat. My cat has like darker hair. So I feel like her stuff like hides kind of nice with everything else. And she's watching me dance right now. You want to come say hi? Oh, she doesn't. She like looked at me like I'm very sad right now. I was like, okay. Do you want to come say hi, honey? I think she feels a little bit left out when I'm doing my streams. Just a little bit. I think she feels a little bit left out. Oh, yours is gray? Aww. Is it a long-haired gray cat or gray and beige? He must be like a stripe, like a, what do they call it? What do they call it? Not like a tiger. I guess that'd be tiger. Like a tiger stripe. Tiger stripe cat. No, it's short hair. Okay. Or tortoise. I think they call it tortoise. Sorry, that randomly like came back in my head. I'm pretty sure it's tortoise. Like a tortoise shell cat or something like that. At least when you say gray and like beige, that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know if that translates. There's a picture on my Instagram. Okay. I'll have to go look. Even though I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of, is that one. So I'm adding like this really dark bluish purple that we had done before. And I had this struggle last time I was doing this. Like, this is where it gets kind of annoying. Because when I just make decisions like this, and I decide I want to go back in time and like make things darker, like, and I kind of start a little bit overworking just a bit, that's when like the paint like really wants to fight me. Like it wants to run all the way down, and I don't really want it to run all the way down. Hopefully I'm not shaking you too much. I want it to just kind of be here and stay put. Which means sometimes I just have to hold it a little bit different. Which means I'm also going to be like super focused on this for just a minute and not on the chat. Just until I'm done with this part. And then honestly we're going to have to let it dry because I'm just going to... I mean, this is the bad thing. Like when I make changes to watercolor, we basically like wait around for a while. But it's okay. I think next time, now that this one's got, you know, a more set course for it, we won't be waiting as much next time, I think. Especially if I start another canvas with a new mandala and things like that, I think that'll help too. We picked up the mother who had dark brown long hair. That's what my cat is. She's a long hair with like a dark brown. It almost looks black sometimes. And none of the babies had long hair. Then we picked up the mother from the street. The first full story is a bit sad, but basically a drunk guy had a bunch of kittens in a bag, and they were killing them by hitting them on a wall. I just don't understand people. I don't understand. So we were able to save one. We picked her a year later and she had babies. Oh wow. That cat was my best friend, but she got killed by a car. Aww. I feel like pets are so special. Like they really can be your best friend. Apparently the guy had a psychiatric problem too. Oh, that makes it more difficult. He died not so long ago. The guy did. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you kind of feel, in some instances like that, you kind of, people's automatic response is to get like super angry because they're like, injustice to that creature, you know? And at the same time, when you think of it, like that person obviously had a mental issue going on. You know, it almost makes it a little bit, at least for me, it makes it a little bit more difficult to jump to the anger on that. It makes me jump to just plain old sad. Like, at that point, did that person really understand what they were doing, you know? But I'm really glad you were able to, like, help that cat, you know? And I'm sure they were, like, really happy too, you know? I wanted to meet him and kill him literally, but I know that hitting a mentally disabled is worse than killing. So I waited for the alcohol to do its wonderful work. But yeah, that must have been, I'm assuming, because that, to me, that want seemed a little more personal than somebody just randomly. So I feel like you kind of maybe knew this person a little bit to an extent, or at least knew of this person. Not at all? Oh. Weird. Oh, so it's more like, okay, so I mean you did kind of, but not like someone that you would converse with or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think anyone really can stand it. I mean, that's why I'm vegan. Like, I can't even stand, like, the way that, like, food companies treat animals. Like, I can't. Like, just thinking about all those cows, like, because I just feel like animals want to live their life too, you know, like, and I can't even imagine, like, trying to be an animal who's, like, basically bred just to be food, like, it drives me crazy, like, really, yeah, it does me too, it does me too, but I think that comes upon the part of, like, we kind of feel like animals are kind of defenseless, like, you know, to an extent, like, who's going to speak out for the animals? You know, they can't tell us, you know, really. I mean, they do, but not with words, so. we're bred to be Megan's food. In the end, yes, kind of, basically. On a very physical sense, yes, basically. And be, you know, partial slave labor to our governments. Yeah. It's all about point of view, yeah, it really is. I totally agree, 100%. It totally is. 100%. So I think what I'm gonna do before we kind of, because I'm trying to get better, guys. I can't paint super late at night. It's just too hard for me to go to sleep. So here's my thought. I'm gonna try and cut it off like as close to 10 o'clock as I can. So we got like 15 more minutes. Normal is an illusion. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. That's very true. That's so true. I don't think anybody's really normal. I think everyone just likes to believe that they, or at least put on the front that they're normal. Nobody's normal. Don't let them fool you. I openly and willingly admit that I'm not normal, so what does that tell you? That tells you I'm a pretty honest person, I think. But I totally agree. I think most people just... I don't know. People are just... I don't know. People are weird. People are just weird. Probably won't sleep to work on my figure. You're like, oh yeah, your little sculpture figure. Yeah, I would, not that you like totally have to or anything like that, because I would never like make you do something, but like I really would be really interested to see that. So like, even if you don't want to like post it on Instagram or something, like I would like, I'm very curious. I want to see it. I wonder how loud my tapping is as well. I feel like sometimes I get a little overzealous, but we're getting there. I think this one is at like 25% now. After we figure out what we're doing with this guy, I think I might take a little bit to a little bit of water and just kind of like wash it. It just got way too dark. What? Dumb. Well, it doesn't look like anything to code. Stop tapping in front of the camera. I was wondering. I was like, I bet you that's actually pretty loud because my mic is pretty close too. But that's what my cat likes. That's when she comes over. That's when I'm like that. Like. Yes, but we can literally... Oh, unlock your phone. What? No. Did I do that again? Because I thought I had it over here. Can you see? Did I have it? I might have had it held up on at one time. I probably did. Most people use the same code for a lot of... No. I mean, they do. A lot of people do. But I don't. But I don't. But I could see where you're coming from with that one. See, and I wouldn't have to do it so much if, like, my chat would stay up on my phone. You share, the less you share on the... Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. I totally agree. Completely. Completely. Set your phone to not sleep. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but my phone has to be kind of super protected to an extent. So I can't really make that kind of change. Hi. Suit Twitch? Hello. Your name reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy. Lady Lunastar? Remind you of Super Mario Galaxy? Welcome to the stream, by the way. You're kind of checking in at kind of near the end, but that's okay. It's not a problem. Super Mario Galaxy. I don't think I've played that game. I think I just heard a bug fly into my lamp too. This name is my name for basically everything, so I've been using it for a long time. I just tell people it's my, like, internet persona. What's the story? Oh, yeah. Yep, we're almost ending for the night. Yeah, almost. Not quite, though. We're gonna go for a little bit longer. I usually start streaming at 6, and it's, I'm trying to do 10 o'clock at night is my cutoff time, so. And just because it's so late. And then my brain gets all creative, and then I'm just like, I need to go to bed. So that's the only reason why. What's the story behind my name? Like, the name? Lady Lunastar? Is that the question? I think that's the question. I don't know. It just kind of, like, came to me one day. So there was a time in my life when I was playing, like, Perfect World, which I don't know if you guys know what Perfect World is or not. But I was playing that game, and I was I think it was a cleric, which they were like, and at least in this game, they were, I told you yesterday night is creative. Yeah, I know. It is, but I have a normal job and I have to go to sleep, which is a bummer. But, the story behind the name was I was playing Perfect World, and, that was my first character. His name was Lady Lunastar. It's just something I made up. I mean, I like the moon, and I liked the name Luna because I like the moon. And I don't know, I just thought lady sounded kind of regal without being stuck up. So I decided that it was going to be lady. And then Luna just was because I like the moon. And then Star was, I just felt like Star kind of fit, like, the whole feel. So I just kind of threw the star on the end. I don't know. And then it just kind of, like, that name has, like, followed me for, like, so many years now, so. And according to the yogi, the morning is a good time to be creative. Like with that thing I shared with you. Dead Garoth. That one. They say that morning time is the creative time. But they're like saying don't eat. Like I mean, I would never, like, judge people, right? But I don't like being told what to do. Like, please don't tell me when I can't eat. Like, I don't know. I don't think I could handle that very well. But I think we've been over this a couple times. That I don't take lightly into just doing what I'm told. It's 3. Oh yeah, that's right. It's super early for you. I keep forgetting. It's like super early. It's like so early. It's still late. It's a simple story. It is a simple story. I'm not. I mean, some parts of me are pretty complex, but I'm for the most part not a very overly complex person. Handle what? I can't handle people telling me what to do. Like, without good reason. That's what I can't handle. I don't do that very well. I'm very bad at it. Yeah. Yeah. I think the same song has been going on this entire stream. That, or we got really lucky and didn't grab any commercials. So this one's gonna be kind of crazy. Definitely gonna be kind of crazy. Kind of soften up some of these. This is like a dirt path, so I don't want anything to really stand out too much. So I'm just gonna like kind of rub some of these like sharp lines I put in. I'm just gonna kind of like rub them out. Like, go away just a little bit, please. Basically. And then well, the simplest name is the best name though. Yeah, I didn't want to go too crazy. Cause then I always feel bad for like people whose like screen names I can't even remotely try to figure out. Like, I can't do that to other people. I struggle so much. I do. I struggle so much. Plus, I still think it was like fitting. You know, it's not like it was like super. It was kind of semi-obscure, but not crazy obscure. It was like right in the middle. But yeah, no, it's like literally like everything is like leading to a star. Like, actually, when I play a game and like somebody's already taken that name, I get super angry because I'm like, that's my name. I've been using it forever. You mean to tell me like you're probably not even old enough? I'm probably older than you. Like, I should own that name. But for the most part, people don't use it. I mean, there's a few people out there. Like, I think I struggled to get that name in, like, what game was it? I don't even think it was a game. I think maybe it was, like, YouTube or something. I had to make a slight adjustment. I don't remember. Something like that, though. I really hope Bunny's dad ends up being okay. I just had another thought about that. I don't know where that just like came. I don't know where that came from, but I mean, I know where it came from, but I don't know why it just happened to come back up just then. Surgery tomorrow, I think he said. I used to have a lot of different names before that one, but now I stuck to Dead for years, so I never had it taken. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of hard to come up with names. This is kind of what I was making jokes with when Shyler was out here, my boyfriend. Like, making jokes about, like, me playing the game development kind of simulation game. I think it's Game Dev Tycoon or something. Anyway, I was playing that game, and I always make up, like, the most obscure game names, like, when I'm playing that game. Because it's kind of fun. But at the same time, like, they're so obscure because, like, you have to make so many games in that. Like, as you're playing, like, you kind of, like, a little bit lose track of what you're doing. Or, like, what you've already done. Can get kind of difficult. I think we're at 10. We're at 10. Yeah, basically we are. Alrighty. I know, right? Yeah. Do you play that game too? That Game Dev Tycoon? I'm assuming that's what you were kind of talking about. I'll give you one for the road. Yeah, I played it for a few. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Some of their, I don't really know what they would call it. Formulas, I guess, for some of the games I don't really agree with. Like, I don't understand how pirate and adventure doesn't work. Like, I think that's one of them. That one annoys me all the time, because I would like to play a pirate adventure game. Like, I'm sorry your weird random game formula doesn't think that would be a good idea, but like, that's the only part that kind of drove me nuts. It's like, I should have freedom to make a game. And like, I understand, like, you know, investigating the market and stuff like that, like, while you're playing, but like, again, I don't like anyone telling me like what's cool or what to do. Like, you can't make a good pirate adventure game. Watch me. You know, that's exactly what I would say to that. Watch me do it and enjoy it. But, yeah. Let me check Steam. Oh, for how long you've played it? Yeah, probably a while. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a while, honestly. And probably another 10 hours for... Oh, did they... Because I heard if you, like, had a version of it that wasn't, like, legal, I heard that they would, like, kind of, like, hark on you for it, like the game would. But, like, mine tells me, like, when I go to boot it up, it's like, thanks for legitimately paying. Like... I'm like, you're welcome. Thanks for making a pretty solid game that needs, you know, to give me a little more freedom in how I choose to make games. I just don't have enough freedom. I want more freedom. More freedom. I think like smoothing some of those harsh lines helped a little bit. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to call it there. Or we're gonna be up till like 10:30 again, streaming. Yeah, the game, sometimes you're forced to lose because the game tells you that the game you created has been pirated. Nice. I figured it probably did something similar to that. That seems right to me, so Alrighty, well, I think I'm gonna have to cut it for tonight so I can go to sleep at a decent time. But I do appreciate everybody that checked in, even if it was just for a millisecond or in between other people's streams. I also appreciate, people that kind of just popped in and gave their opinions and, maybe hopped out. I really do appreciate the new followers that had showed up. It seems like every time I stream, I'm getting new people, so that's kind of nice. So what we'll do, I'll probably take a couple days off just so I can get some decent rest. I'm so sorry. Dead crap, I'm so sorry. Watch my own streams, I guess. Or at least the last two or three. The other ones are kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll call it there for tonight. We'll eventually come back to this painting. I'll kind of do a wrap up like we do normal. So that's our fields. This is gonna be our new moon. As you can see, like the paint's already like coming back. Like dripping. You're dripping where I don't want you to drip. But that's alright, that's what happens sometimes. So we went a little bit darker and kind of undid some of our work. I still think I want to go darker yet, even still. But we'll have to see. So this is another moon one that we're working on. We still have our crystal, because I'm thinking the crystal's not done, but I don't know what else I really want to do with it. So I don't know. We'll probably, maybe next time. I always say this, maybe next time we'll make another crystal painting. But I think I want to do another mandala. This was our water that we were trying to decide. I think we were going to do stones with it. But this one is another one that we have kind of sitting on the back burner. These two here have been with us for a hot minute, so I don't know. They're kind of just hanging out. And then basically the other ones are going to go into retirement. The two that we have 100% completed. We're really not going to... Joking that we're in time, almost time for my coffee, yeah. Yeah, the other two we pretty much have completed, so we're probably not going to see them again. So, we are going to say goodbye to two of our paintings. We're going to say goodbye to this one, our moons. So, goodbye, moons. It's been fun now that you have a nice, clean purple edge. We're kind of over you now. Thank you for being awesome, basically. So that's one that we have. And then we did also finish this one. I mean, this one's done, guys. I don't really have anything else to do with this one at this point. I feel like it's in a good spot. Nothing's really standing out to me that I need to be changing. Maybe eventually I'll go back in for some of these purple flowers. Are the only things that I'm not like super sold on right at the moment, but for the most part I feel like this one's done too. So this one's good. We're gonna say goodbye to this one too. Bye, painting. Thanks for being an awesome painting. We're gonna maybe come back to you. Who knows? But for the most part I think you're done. And that's about it. So we're gonna call it. So again, I just really appreciate everyone who like follows and just checks in and has a really nice chat. It's nice. I'll probably at least take a day off, probably 2 days off at least, and then come back. I just have a lot going on at work, and I really wasn't planning on painting today, but that's what we did. So at least Sunday, at the very, very least, Sunday is my go-to stream day. Hopefully I'll try and do it a little bit early in the day on Sunday, because that would be so nice if I could get like a nice solid sleep on Sunday. that's what we'll try and do, but at least on Sunday we'll be back. So alright, good night, thank you, have a nice night.